All right, welcome in everybody. Just watching storms tonight. I think a tornado might have went through over by Peters, Omen King. I'm not sure, but it was southwest in that area. So pray that Peters okay. Maybe hopefully we'll see him in here. Trying to get my OBS up.
Hi, I'm Nicole Hockley from Sandy Hook Promise. I know this is hard to hear, but it's important. The shooter murdered my son, carried an AR-15 into an elementary school, and killed 26 people in approximately 4 minutes. In those 4 minutes, he was able to shoot 154 rounds. 5 of those bullets hit my 6-year-old son, Dylan, and in an instant, my boy was gone. Right now, Congress is considering legislation to make purchasing assault weapons illegal.
They're not assault
This is important
weapons.
and will save a lot of lives. It could have saved the life of my son. So please, sign the petition and demand Congress take action against assault weapons. Help us save lives today. Thank you.
We may save you guys someday with our AR-15s, not assault weapons.
In other news, a 2025 DOGE-inspired initiative is causing a stir with the release of a viral Trump survivor coin, receiving strong negative reaction videos from liberals nationwide.
I don't know.
Starting today, Trump supporters can claim this historic gold coin for free, as long as they pay the shipping and handling. This coin immortalizes the historic moment on July 13th, where President Trump survived an assassination attempt. And liberals are not very happy, as can be seen by their very emotional, angry reaction videos. Normally priced at $49.97, it's now available at no cost for patriots who complete a quick 3-question poll to verify their support and cover the cost of delivery. 30 seconds, but here's the kicker. Supplies are extremely limited. If you're a click the link now and claim yours before it's gone.
We've got a big-time storm here, producing a tornado near Huntsville, and it's moving up towards Green Forest and Hope in Arkansas. Now, in Missouri, we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning for Cooper and Howard counties. Boonville, get ready for 60-mile-per-hour winds over the next 40 minutes or so. And then in Kansas and Missouri, Kansas City, guys, get ready again. Another round is getting ready to come through as we got a line of storms forming over here near Leavenworth. That's trying to put down a storm here as it approaches Kickapoo and Tonja Tonganoxie.
Oh, I know what's going on
So
now.
this is bringing about 60-mile-per-hour winds over the next 39 minutes. Get ready for it. So Kansas City, get ready for another round. It is coming in. Yeah, the rotation's going over Highway 412 right now. I don't see a debris signature per se, but it's kind of in a weird spot. So I'm waiting for the next scan to, kind of analyze it too much. But the thing is we just need to get to shelter if we're out here in Hope, Green Forest, and Berryville in Carroll, Madison County, Arkansas. Checking back in on our more southern tornado warning. By the way, Fort Smith, you're not under a tornado warning anymore. You're fine. You can come out of your safe spot. And then we're going to start focusing on areas to your east like Mulberry, Charleston, Branch, and Ozark. So take a shelter out here if you haven't already. This is what the storm looks like as it enters portions of Mulberry in Arkansas.
All right, I'm going to do that.
Guess what? We got a new day one update. And they actually
Harrison up there towards Seymour, and down there towards Clarksville, Arkansas, and
Do it
Boonville.
this way then.
You
If
guys
the
are
OBS
definitely
doesn't
having
want
some
to
stronger storms
cooperate.
tonight. We are going to see some storms around Dallas as well, in the enhanced risk, and then the enhanced risk does go all the way up to St. Louis. So this is for the rest of the night where we will be focused on. Tomorrow, we are still looking at this area. We're going to be talking about a lot of Tennessee tomorrow. We're going to be talking about a lot of Mississippi, Alabama, and southern Kentucky. By the way, what I'm looking at here is the WeatherWise app. If anybody wants a free radar app, this is the one I use. So there's a link in the description. It's iOS, Android downloadable if you want to. You can click on the radar tab right here, okay? And you can click on the radar closest to you, and it will load it. And you can look at the same, stuff that I use here to track the weather. You got your warnings. You can customize it. It's pretty cool. And once again, it's free. So that's pretty good. I tell you what, that's pretty good, ain't it? Yeah, Missouri Department of Transportation has a good one running the cams today. Oh, come on now. Are you kidding me? They just had that on the camera, and they're pointing the traffic camera back at the traffic. That's not what traffic cameras are for. All right, let's go over back to the Festus storm. And let's take a look at it. Shoot, man. Yeah, it's a healthy looking supercell, and it's rotating. That's why I really want to try to get a view of this, if at all possible. What do we got? 189 here. 190. Do I have 190? I do. 220. Sorry, y'all. Bear with me. All right, so we've got quite a few different options here in Missouri now. So if there's something to see here, we'll see it, and hopefully they spin that camera back around up there. The one in the top left, that was actually pointing at the lowering. It's actually pointing at where the tornado would come from. So I don't know why they moved it. So if you're just now tuning in, we've got a tornado warning for Festus out here in Missouri. So this is for Monroe County, Illinois, and Jefferson County, Missouri. We've got a strong storm that's capable of producing a tornado moving up towards Mappaville, Jarvis, Peevely, and up there towards Kimswick. We would like to encourage the idea of potentially taking shelter out here if you haven't already. This is going to be a dangerous storm. We want to put as many walls between us and the outside world as possible here. All right, let's go back to Arkansas real quick and check in on this warning again. There's still rotation here near Highway 412, near Dean and Marble and Dry Fork in Carroll and Madison counties in Arkansas. That's moving up towards Hoe. Okay, so we need you to take shelter out there if you haven't already. Dangerous storm coming up towards, once again, into Carroll and Madison counties. And then, let's see here. Also in Arkansas, we've got a tornado warning still in effect for Crawford, Franklin, and Sebastian counties in Arkansas. So we would, once again, encourage you to take shelter, but neither of these are on the ground. These storms have kind of lost a little bit of their oomph, but there's still a little bit there. I mean, even like a tiny little pocket of rotation like this, if this happens to go over your house, that could do significant damage. So that's why we still want you to take shelter out here as the storms get closer to you. And now there's a new tornado warning.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
New tornado warning down here in Webster and Wright counties in Missouri. This is near High Prairie and Duncan. A little tight area of rotations just popped up here in the last little bit, and it's moving up towards Loring, Durbin, St. George, Jerktail, and Mingsville. It's time to take shelter. And then our tornado warning continues for Festus. Now, downtown, like the Festus area, the rotation is actually to the west of Festus. And what you're experiencing in the town between, if you're on Highway 55 or Interstate 55 between Festus and Peevely, what you're experiencing is the hail and the wind that's associated with the supercell. The actual rotation's happening over here closer to Hillsboro. That's moving up towards the north and east. And honestly, it's not that it's really not rotating that much anymore. But if the storm gets stronger, it could rotate a little bit more. So that's why we're going to continue watching it here as the storm goes off to the north. Oh my gosh, Stephen Miller. I've just about missed it. Stephen Miller, thank you for the very generous super chat. Everybody say shout out to Stephen Miller. He's been doing this. What is how? I mean, he's been doing this pretty much every day. So Stephen, once again, thank you for the support. If it wasn't for people like Stephen, we probably wouldn't be able to do what we do without running a bunch of commercials and all that kind of stuff. So I really do appreciate you, Stephen. Give him a huge shout out in the chat. And a huge shout out to Psycon as well. All right, I have to try it out. I've got to see what.
Hey, Brad, would you have a second?
I got to see what Y'allbot says to Steven's super chat.
Ryan, you're going to want to hear this. We've got an absolutely fantastic super chat rolling in from the one and only Stephen Miller. Stephen says, "Back with you again, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Much love." Stephen, my friend, seeing your name pop up again like this, with that kind of incredible energy, it just lights up the whole system here. Seriously, thank you for your amazing and continued support. That much love is felt. And it's coming right back at you from all of us. You're a legend.
Wow. Yeah, Y'allbot's great at reading the super chats. That was very. I couldn't have said it better myself. Let's talk to Brad. Go ahead, Brad.
Hey, I was just wondering, I don't know if you can pull some strings or not, but can we have these tornado warnings kind of like calm down so I can go ahead and go to my hotel for tomorrow? Not to say I'm a little tired, but I'm a little bit tired.
I mean, I could try maybe playing the theme song again and see if that has an opposite effect today or something. I don't know. This one looks like it's on the ground, by the way. Strong area of rotation down here near Duncan, Missouri. That's coming up towards Loring. Hopefully you guys are taking shelter out there. It's a dangerous storm.
Ryan, if you hit that theme song button again and things go nuts, they're going to start thinking. The conspiracy theorists are going to start coming out of the woodworks.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off. I'm not gonna play it. We'll wait. We'll wait and see what happens. Yeah, a little bit of a debris signature here near Duncan. That means that we might have a tornado down. This very well could be
new
a spin
tornado
up.
warning has been issued.
But it's going to go up towards Loring, Durbin, St. George, and Mingsville. Now, let's take a look at the new warning that just came out in Arkansas. This includes Harrison, Bergman, and Diamond City. Arkansas out here in Boone and Marion counties. We've got an area of rotation back here near Ho, moving over Highway 412 towards Bergman and Harrison. Bellefonte, Diamond City, Omaha, Arkansas. You guys are not included in this. But take shelter now and stay there for the next 40 minutes in Boone and Marion counties in Arkansas. Sorry, y'all. Just looking into some more details here. You know what? I'm going to see what you guys are talking about. If you're new here, what Y'allbot is it's a bot that reads the chat and it kind of like reads it to me, so I know what to focus on next. Okay, so just a heads up on this little weird robot that's getting ready to talk here.
Quick chat update for you, Ryan. Festus and the St. Louis Metro are still the epicenter of chat anxiety, with lots of reports on intense conditions there. The Fort Smith AR water rescues are also a major talking point, and now Columbia, Missouri is seeing a surge in questions about high winds. And yes, a significant portion of your viewership in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, is already asking you to consult your crystal ball for tomorrow.
Tomorrow, huh? Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about tomorrow. Give me just a second here. Give me just a second, and we will talk a little bit about tomorrow. And also, I want to check on Fort Smith. We're having a pretty significant flash flooding situation down here. What's unfortunate about that is, I mean, if we're having a considerable flash flooding event already right now in Fort Smith, it's about to get worse, because we've got a significant, we've got more rain on the way, is what I'm trying to say. So if you're in Fort Smith and you're experiencing flooding, just know that more rain is on the way, and it is about to get worse. By the way, really strong storm coming into St. Joseph right now. St. Joseph, Missouri. We got anybody watching in St. Joseph, Missouri? You guys have got a 60-mile-per-hour storm coming in here in the next little bit. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. It's coming in hot. St. Joseph, Savannah, over there towards Plattsburgh even, might be a place that we need to keep a very close eye on. We've got 60-mile-per-hour winds at least coming in. At least 60-mile-per-hour winds. Just 5 minutes left on all of our tornado warnings, except for this one. The tornado warning for Harrison and Bergman in Arkansas is still going on for 35 more minutes. So if you're in Boone or Marion counties, you got to take shelter. All of our tornado warnings in Missouri have been allowed to expire. So at this moment, we don't have any tornado warnings in Missouri, okay? Yeah, but that storm that's about to come into St. Louis now, the one that sparked the severe thunderstorm or the tornado warning for Festus, is not even warned now. So it's kind of dipped below severe limits here. But there's going to be more storms in St. Louis. In fact, we just got a new tornado watch. Brand new tornado watch for St. Louis until 3 a.m. 3 a.m., y'all. This includes St. Louis. This includes Poplar Bluff, Cape Girardeau, Carbondale, Centralia. This includes Springfield, Branson, Columbia, Jefferson City, and Village of Four Seasons. A few tornadoes likely, scattered hail up to 2 inches. Widespread gusts up to 80 miles per hour likely. And 5 million people under the gun for significant severe weather and potential tornadoes tonight.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Why are are the sirens still going off in St. Louis? They need to turn them off. Tell them Ryan Hall said, turn them off. Hold on, y'all. I gotta take
a new
drink of
tornado
water.
warning has been issued.
All right, we did get a couple new tornado warnings here. Let's go look at these. We've got one down here for St. Joseph. And we actually have a tower camera above my head there, just south of St. Joseph. So southeast side of St. Joseph is now under a tornado warning. So we need you to take shelter immediately if you're out here in Buchanan County in Missouri. Buchanan County, Missouri, you're under a tornado warning. Take shelter now. Once again, we've got a tornado warning out here for St. Joseph, Missouri. We need you to take shelter. We also have a new tornado warning down here just to the south of that for Camden Point. Camden Point, Missouri. You guys are under a tornado warning. We have an area of rotation getting ready to come over Interstate 29 here. Camden Point and Edgerton. That's Platte County, Missouri. We need you to take shelter immediately.
Ryan, Pascack Valley Forge just sent this in. Hello from New Jersey. Love watching your live streams. Came for the weather, stayed for y'all bots' exploding levels of sassiness. Hey, thanks for the shout out, Pascack Valley Forge, especially on the sass. Glad you're enjoying the streams.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Glad you're enjoying the streams. Thanks for being here. And thanks for not hating on Y'allbot. A very useful tool. All right, so I'm just trying to gather some information here on what's happening in St. Joseph. We got a tornado warning here for Platte County, Missouri. This is for Lake Station and Maxie. We've got a tornado trying to come together right now near Lake Station, and it's going to come up towards Saxton and Clare. So we need you to take shelter right now. Yeah, the storm's coming up towards Kansas City soon. It's not quite there yet. But Kansas City, we're definitely going to get another big round tonight for sure. St. Louis, your storm is coming into town right now. It looks like it's probably producing. I mean, I'll just show you what the conditions look like out there, okay? I mean, it doesn't look that bad. This is what it looks like in one of the heaviest parts of the storm right now, the part that's coming into...
A new tornado warning has been issued.
This place? Depair. Yeah. Kirkwood and Clayton. So yeah, St. Louis, I know we got a lot of people up here that are, worried. Obviously, we just had a tornado go through St. Louis. This is not that. We're watching it, obviously. We'll let you know if anything changes. But for now, I think we're going to be all right. All right, let's go check out that new tornado warning in Arkansas. Franklin County, Arkansas is now under a tornado warning. We've got an area of rotation right here over the little community of Meg. And then that's moving up towards Altus, Widerker Village, Denning, and Webb City. Take shelter out here as we do have a little bit of a hook here. You can see it, and some rotation that might lead to a spin-up tornado in Franklin County, Arkansas over the next 28 minutes. Yeah, the strongest part of the storm is getting ready to come up into the greater Maxie area right now in Buchanan County, Missouri. That's where this tornado warning is right now for areas near St. Joseph. So we're hoping that everybody's taking shelter out here in St. Joseph, Missouri, or areas just south and east of there. I'm just scanning through all these here. Yeah, honestly, this has the ability to drop a pretty big tornado here if it really wanted to. So areas east of Maxie over here in Saxton and Evansville in Missouri, we really need you to take shelter. This is going to be a dangerous storm as it comes through. It's also going to be a dangerous storm just generally, even outside of the places where we're specifically concerned about a potential tornado. We are also just concerned about straight line damaging winds coming through St. Joseph over the next little bit. Sirens are going off in St. Joseph. Good. There is a tornado warning right now. And we're about to have the rotating part of the storm, which is right here, go over Interstate 29, north and west of Agency. Yeah, it's coming over right now. I would say, let's wake up. You guys are being too quiet. Let's wake up. In Clarksdale, Stewartsville, and Easton, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Y'all watch out. We've got a potential new tornado warning that will come out for you guys here soon. Let's go over to our WeatherWise apps. You guys pull out your WeatherWise app. Something cool that we can do here is actually, so like we can use the regular National Weather Service radar over here, but specifically near this tornado warning, there is a terminal radar, which gives us a little bit of a higher, a higher quality look at where exactly the rotation is. And that's a pretty concerning signature right there over Matney. So if you click this little TMCI on your WeatherWise app, you can load up the terminal radar near St. Joseph, and you can see that there is a significant amount of rotation there. So this is crossing over Interstate 29 right now, moving over towards Evansville. The little community of Garrettsburg and Saxton's also in the path. This is where our potential tornado is right now. Give me just a second, and I'll get back up with Brad. Go ahead, Brad.
Hey, you may want to put a y'all watch out for the storm that is headed towards Boswell. I think that's Oklahoma, as well as the one that is near Sherman, Texas.
Oh boy, we're going to have to go back to Texas and Oklahoma. The tornado sniffer is smelling something out here. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so we do have a pretty decent storm out here hitting Sherman, Texas right now, bringing about 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's going to be moving up into Denison, and we definitely do need to be watching it for the potential for some rotation here as it comes up towards Bonham and Ector. Storm chaser Brad Arnold is going to be on that one, so we're going to watch him closely as the storm comes in. Now, this is what it looks like out there in St. Joseph. St. Joseph, Missouri. This is where we've got a tornado warning right now. And we've got a tornado potentially crossing the Interstate 29 area, like literally right now. So yeah, these cameras are actually pretty close to where that tornado would potentially be. There we go. Give us a zoom in there. These guys need to give me the daggone joystick. No, I'm just, I'm just joking. That would be kind of cool, though. No, I would have too much going on. I'm here the past couple of days. I've been, doing the cameras all by myself. Usually have somebody that helps with that. And as much as I love it, I think we're like, I really like finding the cameras and like doing that. It is kind of distracting. I couldn't imagine if I also had the ability to do PTZ on all of them. I'd just sit here and do that the whole time. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be also relaying information. One day I'm going to have to let somebody else do this part. Somebody else needs to do me, and I want to run the cameras for me. I feel like that's my calling. So once again, if you're just now tuning in, we're looking at some cameras out here around St. Joseph, Missouri, as we do have.
Brian, say no more. When do you want me to come to the studio? You can run cameras, and I'll run camera, and I'll be in front of the camera. That sounds like a winner to me.
Anytime.
We'll have a great time.
Anytime. We're going to work this out. If you're just now tuning in, we're watching some cameras out here around St. Joseph, Missouri, where we've got a strong storm coming in right now, and there is a tornado warning. We had a pretty tight area of rotation coming over Interstate 29. Now it's moving over past Saxton and Evansville. The rotation has let up a little bit, and hopefully that's going to continue to be the case. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with right now. We've got you covered out there in St. Joseph. Just about every angle is covered. Oh, we got a duplicate. We could not handle all the correct pronunciations? No way. I bet you anything.
Hey, Ryan, I just got a message. What does Clarksville, Tennessee look like right now?
I bet you anything Brad Arnold would mess up a bunch of town pronunciations. I bet a bunch of you guys would too. It's easy for y'all to make fun of me. I think I do a relatively good job for talking about a different state almost every day. And also, every state says the same thing different. Like, for example, this right here is Dean. But you go to one state and they're like, hey, that's actually Deanne. And then you go to another state and everybody's like, wow, Ryan, you didn't know that was Dan? The E is silent. You go to another state and there's like, Ryan, that's actually Nade. And you're like, what? And he's like, yeah, you know, you're supposed to say it backwards. And like you're just supposed to know that. Pfft. Come on now.
Nacogdoches and Natchitoches.
That's, I mean, as long as you got that one down, you're doing pretty good. Yeah, we're watching this live shot here just to see if we see any dangly bits. And I do see something back in there. I don't know if it's more like a scary looking cloud or we've got another angle of it right here. But this is the rotating. I mean, like this is literally the part of the storm that is rotating right now. You know, this might be the part of the storm that would be trying to produce a tornado as it comes through.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
So, you know, take shelter out here in Saxton. That's what we're looking at right now. Additionally, we have a tornado warning in Iron and Washington counties in Missouri. And this one is another nice looking supercell here with a decent amount of rotation that's just come together near Goodland, Missouri. This is once again in Iron and Washington counties in Missouri. That's coming up towards Maxwell's Mill and Hortontown. And then eventually Bates Creek Camp. Take shelter now. This is going towards Potosi, okay? So I need you guys to be paying attention. It's not time to take shelter just yet, but we're getting there. And then this is a live shot of that tornado-warned storm near St. Joseph, Missouri right now. And this is pointing us right towards the rotation, so something's going on over there, and this is why we're encouraging you to take shelter right now. And checking back in on that tornado warning in Arkansas, it's got 10 minutes left on it. In Franklin County, Arkansas, 10 minutes left on our tornado warning. You guys should be good to come out of your safe spots after that. And then Fort Smith, the heavy rain is still continuing, so the flooding situation is going to get worse. So what you're looking at right now is a live shot of the tornado-warned storm in St. Joseph. This part of it, this appendage that's coming down here, is you know, going over Highway 36 now. It already went over Highway 29. Now it's going over Highway 36. The rotating part of the storm is going to go towards San Antonio. Now, I don't know if they will issue a continued tornado warning. There's a chance that they will issue another tornado warning for Easton and San Antonio right after this. That's kind of creepy. like where it's dark and you can really only kind of see it whenever the lightning flashes. There it is. Yep, that's looking pretty suspicious. So we're going to keep that up, and we're going to go check in on a couple other storms here. Oh, look, the storm in St. Louis is cranking up. They actually issued a severe thunderstorm warning in St. Louis as this storm is starting to look a little bit more impressive now that the storm's coming in. So this is what it looks like right now in St. Louis, as there is a severe thunderstorm coming through currently. Very strong winds are coming through St. Louis. So we just talked about how the storm didn't look like much, and then boom, it's turned into this in the past 5 minutes. Literally in the past 5 minutes, it's kind of exploded here. Now, there's still not much of a tornadic concern with this one, but it is definitely producing probably damaging winds at this point as it goes through portions of St. Louis. So this is what's happening right now. This is all just kind of come together in the past 2 or 3 minutes. We've got 60 to 70 mile per hour winds happening right now in Clayton. This is moving up towards Pagedale, Wellston, and Overland. Okay, so take shelter out there. You want to get away from windows. Get away from, you want to get indoors and away from windows. We've got golf ball size hail potentially with this as well. This is a live look at the onset of the damaging winds that are now moving up into St. John. St. John. Oh, you guys are going to want to take shelter now. Next in line, we've got Edmondson, and then Ferguson. Ferguson's going to get hit by these damaging winds as well. Man, it really just kind of cranked up right here in the last little bit. Yeah, if you're just now tuning in, what you're looking at here is some very strong winds moving into St. Louis right now. And this is moving up into Maryland Heights, Hazelwood, Florissant, and Bellefontaine Heights next. So once again, we've converted all of our resources over here to St. Louis. You are under a severe thunderstorm warning in St. Louis right now. We're talking about 1.75 inch hail and winds up to 70 miles per hour. And seriously, we were just talking about this storm. It really wasn't doing much of anything. But right here, as soon as we went to go talk about the St. Joseph tornado warning, that's when this kind of blew up, and now it's producing a downburst out here in the St. Louis area, and it's producing some pretty severe conditions for St. John up there towards Ferguson and Hazelwood. How are we doing in St. Louis? Has anybody lost power yet? I would assume that we're probably starting to lose power in a few of these places here. Not yet. Yeah, this is what we call a downburst. So we had a really strong area basically we had a huge updraft right around the time we was like, okay, this storm's below severe limits. We're going to go check out this tornado warning in St. Joseph. This storm took in a huge breath of warm, moist air, all the warm, moist air that was over St. Louis, rocketed it up into the sky, condensed, and then now it's all falling all at the same time, and that's producing these damaging winds and some very large hail out here in St. Louis. I bet some people just lost power because we just lost 2 of our traffic cameras. God, look at this. You see look at the line. Look at the skyline above the trees there on the right side. You see how fast that's moving to the right? That's the rain and hail line. You guys seeing that? So that's the big wall of rain and hail that's moving over the highway, what is that, Interstate 70 there near Edmondson. Yeah, this is impacting some of the same places that were hit by the tornado the other day. There's not a tornado threat with this really. What we're looking at here is mostly a damaging wind threat. So yeah, there's a wall of wind and hail that's moving into the St. Louis area there. Now this is mostly past the downtown zone by now. We're watching this go north now, so it did drop a decent amount of wind and hail right here around Clayton. But now it's moving up towards like St. Charles, Hazelwood, Ferguson, and Spanish Lake, and all these places. All right, let's go check out that latest severe thunderstorm warning. By the way, all the tornado warnings over here around St. Joseph have been allowed to expire. We still have a little bit of rotation now to the east of St. Joseph, and that's why they've issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Donovan, Andrew, Buchanan, Caldwell, Clay, Clinton, DeKalb, Gentry, Platte, and Ray counties in Missouri. They've issued a severe thunderstorm warning for y'all. With a tornado possible tag and 70-mile-per-hour winds possible as well. We also got a new severe thunderstorm warning for areas down here between Mena and Boonville. You guys need to be getting ready for some very strong winds down there. And we still have 30 minutes left on this tornado warning out here in Iron and Washington counties. We need you to take shelter out here near Maxwell's Mill and Hortontown. That's what's happening out there in the middle of Missouri. We'll see what happens with that storm as it approaches Potosi. But right now, that's all the information I have for you. Here's what the storm looks like as it comes into northern portions of St. Louis. Once again, we've got very strong winds, golf ball size hail coming into Florissant now. And this is what that looks like. And then this is the camera that we were looking at earlier, where we could see the big area of rain and hail in the distance. Now it's really coming over the road there in Edmondson. This is going over the St. Louis International Airport right now. So this is what it looks like at the airport. Very strong damaging winds coming over. And golf ball size hail too. You got to remember that. It's pretty intense for these drivers on the road. Fluorescent? Fluorescent? Really? Have I been saying that wrong this whole time? On fluorescent? That's kind of plumb wild. Fluorescent. So was I saying it right or wrong, y'all? I was saying fluorescent. Fluorescent. Hey, listen. Ain't nothing going to change the fact that this storm's coming, all right? Get ready for the strong winds out there in forever, whatever. But if you guys can make up your minds, I will record the correct way to say it and put it in my program so I'll never get it wrong again. Fluorescent. Fluorescent. All right, I'm recording that. Fluorescent. All right, so from now on, I'm going to be like, hey guys, we got this storm coming into fluorescent. Okay, so here is the latest severe thunderstorm warning that just came out in Oklahoma. We've got a very significant storm going through Bryan County, Oklahoma right now. So y'all get indoors and away from windows out here in Bryan County. This is affecting Achille, and this is affecting Bennington. 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds are coming in right now. And then back in St. Louis, we're still dealing with our significant severe weather that's coming through town, as we do continue to have a severe thunderstorm warning. Things are getting pretty crazy out there near Hazelwood. And fluorescent, of course. Wouldn't imagine saying that wrong ever, like I ever have. I don't think I've ever said that wrong. And yeah, Hazelwood is probably one of the harder hit areas at this current moment. If you are, north of this, we can expect similar conditions to what you're seeing right here in Old Jamestown soon. Dang. See, this is what I'm talking about. These are actually some pretty strong winds. These are damaging winds moving over Hazelwood right now. I think we just lost power on that camera, actually. Fluorescent is getting hit pretty hard right now. But that's moving up to the north. Now, help me with this one, y'all. Fluorescent is getting hit right now. What is this? Maria's Croach?
New information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
Mariah Crow? Mariah Crochet? What is it? Okay, I'm not going to get a straight answer out of that. All right, let's go check out this tornado warning. So it looks like this is really starting to ramp up. This is now an observed tornado warning. We've got a confirmed tornado on the ground now as we have a debris signature. This is what we were waiting for. Okay, this is, the supercell looked like it was going to be a big deal from the beginning, and now it is. It's chewing up trees out here. Okay, this is what it looks like where that tornado is right now. We've got lots of vegetation, and that's more than likely what we're seeing in the sky as a result of that, debris signature. But this is going over towards the Horton School. Okay, so Horton School, you guys need to get ready as this is a dangerous storm producing. There is a tornado on the ground right now in Iron, near Washington County in Missouri. This is moving up towards Hortontown, Belgrade, Peoria, and eventually Springtown and Potosi. You guys aren't in a tornado warning yet, but it's getting close. It's getting close to you. The St. Louis Cardinals game was delayed. So we are very concerned about our friends in Belgrade, Hortontown, all the way up there towards Potosi. So we're going to keep checking back in on this. Let's go check back in on our St. Louis storm as well. And it's important to note that like all of these cells, these are like 3 little supercells. You see these little appendages here? We have to actually watch this spot right here for some potential tornado, for some potential rotation as it lifts off to the north. It's currently over Harvester, moving up towards Elm Point. All right, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning in Arkansas. Fort Smith, man, you guys are just getting pounded over and over again. We've got 44 minutes left on this severe thunderstorm warning. 60-mile-per-hour winds are going to be possible. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning out here east of Hayes. We got a couple storms near La Crosse moving over towards Hoisington right now. Get ready out there in Barton and Russell counties in Kansas. It's going to be a long evening of severe weather here. Same thing for you guys south and east of Springfield in Missouri. Ava, you guys are getting ready to get hit by some strong winds. And then in Oklahoma, in LaFleur, you guys are getting ready to get hit by some stronger winds as well. Kansas City, we got a strong storm coming in. It's moving pretty slow. Get ready for some 60-mile-per-hour winds as that moves into your area, okay? Now I got to go check in on Oklahoma. These areas are really not seeing much right now. But this is something that we're going to keep an eye on as time goes on. Yeah, not much going on down here in northern Texas and Oklahoma as a you know, in the sense of just like the tornadic stuff. But all of these little cells are rotating, so I'm just waiting for one of them to blow up here, and we'll have something probably to latch onto as these storms move up past Sherman. 27 minutes left on our tornado warning over here for Washington County, Missouri. Tornadoes on the ground. This is a big one. Shoot. It's still in the middle of nowhere. It's not hitting anything right now, but it is, you know, doing damage out there near highway or DD highway, and it's moving up towards Hortontown. So hopefully everybody in Hortontown is sheltered. This is going to try its best to make it up there towards Springtown and Potosi. The good news is there's not a lot. There's not a lot in between where it is right now and Potosi, so this thing has a pretty good chance of trying to spin itself out before it gets to Potosi. And if you know, if that happens, then good. But there's still a couple of different, you know, there's a couple people that live in this rural area, and all we can do is hope that we've reached them, and they're currently sheltering properly out there. Yeah, that's a big tornado. Some other places that need to be watching out here are Levi, Shirley, and Palmer. Something to remember here is that we've got, you know, so the parent supercell that's driving this storm is moving north and east. It's moving towards Potosi. But that doesn't mean that the tornado itself is going to follow the exact direction of the parent supercell. It can occlude into the supercell, and that means that places, even up here near Shirley, Bates Creek Camp, you guys also need to be watching out here. But if it were to follow the exact path of the supercell, you know, Potosi is definitely in the path. But I would be watching out in Levi, Shirley, Floyd, Bates Creek Camp, even up there towards Laddie and Ebo. Yeah, we can tell that there's debris being lofted into the air, seemingly to around 10,000 feet right now. Maybe 7,500 feet to 10,000 feet. So this is likely a somewhat strong tornado. It's got plenty of debris to show us, right? Sometimes tornadoes hit areas where there's not a lot of stuff for it to pick up, so we don't really accurately see what it looks like through the correlation coefficient. But this one's in the middle of a bunch of trees.
Hey Ryan, I've spotted a great question in the chat. This one's from Secret Squirrel, who wants to know, Ryan, does your wife hear you talk about weather forecasts in your sleep?
She never told me about it. So if we take a look at the, I'll have to ask her about that. If we take a look at the actual reflectivity here, you can see that there's another supercell that's forming right in here, and that looks like it's going to try to merge into the inflow notch. So if that happens, then the warm air inflow might get cut off here. And that would be good. That would be good. That's what we're rooting for now as the storm goes off to the north. But right now, it's still producing a big tornado, and we need to be sheltered in the path in Washington County, Missouri. Sorry, I'm just reading some stuff. Lots of updates out there. If you're just now tuning in, we got a tornado warning for Washington County in Missouri. And this is going to last for the next 21 minutes. This is the only tornado warning that we have right now. We got a storm moving through St. Louis as well, and we're keeping an eye on it with our traffic cameras. But it's kind of calmed down, to be honest. We'll actually go take a look at some of these other severe thunderstorm warnings while we wait on the latest scans to update here. The storm's moving out of St. Louis, okay? So St. Louis, you guys are done with this one, but there's more storms coming. In fact, the cell that is producing our tornado warning right now, that's eventually going to come up towards St. Louis. So we're going to have a long night of storms in St. Louis. It's not done yet. We just had a strong storm go through Jefferson City out here in Missouri as well. That's getting ready to move into Chamois, however you say that, Lynn. So you guys need to be getting ready for some strong winds out there. And then, yeah, honestly, outside of that, our other area of interest is just going to be these strong winds that are coming out of the Fort Smith area of Arkansas. This is moving down to the Ouachita National Forest, Boonville, Waldron, Havana. You guys need to get ready for up to 60-mile-per-hour winds. Same thing in Clarksville, Arkansas. You guys are getting ready to get hit by some really strong winds as well as this line comes through. So we're mostly dealing with a linear straight line damaging wind threat as these storms come towards Little Rock. And I know we got some people watching in Little Rock. We'll be keeping you guys updated as they get closer. Yeah, then we're also watching these storms down here a little bit farther to the south in, between Paris and Gainesville in Texas. And that's where things are coming together right now with some storms down there. But honestly, nothing too crazy. So we'll keep you all updated, as this situation develops. But right now, there's not a lot going on down there around the Texas-Oklahoma border. But we do have storm chasers out there giving us a live view on the road. There's Corey Gherkin, Brandon Kopic, and Storm Runner Media, all three down there near Bonham. 18 minutes left on our confirmed tornado warning up here for Washington County, Missouri. We've still got a debris signature here. So take shelter. We'll let you know if they expand that warning or not. And then that storm that just caused a ruckus over there in St. Louis is moving out of St. Louis now, and it's moving up into Illinois. So we might see a new severe thunderstorm warning here soon for Jerseyville in Illinois. And then we got a pretty strong storm coming out of St. Joseph, Missouri, moving towards Cameron right now. That one's capable of producing 70-mile-per-hour winds. So you guys should be getting indoors and away from windows. And then here's that strong storm that's going through Clarksville, Arkansas right now. This is also capable of bringing about 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds as it goes up towards Hector eventually.
Ryan, heads up. We've got Trav222 with a great message for you. They say, "Big fan, Ryan. Just wanted to say I appreciate the time and effort you put in to keep everyone informed. Thank you."
Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for all the support, y'all. Daggone it. Hold on. Here's what we're dealing with tomorrow. Big ol' enhanced risk of severe weather. And a bigger, well, not a bigger, but a big 10% hatch risk of tornadoes in Tennessee, southern Kentucky, northern Alabama, northern Mississippi. Who's planning on tuning in tomorrow? Yeah, I know. I'm tired, y'all. This feels like a nonstop marathon of severe weather, but tomorrow should be the finish line for a little while. I haven't looked at the forecast beyond tomorrow. I just know that there's not an SPC outlook for Wednesday. I've just been so focused on the day to day. I haven't looked at anything beyond. But we should be coming up on a little bit of a break. Little bit of a break. At least we can hope so, right? Let's check out our tornado warning. Yeah, there's some rotation here. There's definitely some debris still floating around there, but I'm not entirely convinced that's connected to a tornado. This might be some debris fallout. So yeah, get ready up there in Potosi. We might not have to get a new tornado warning for this one, but if we do, you've had plenty of early heads up. We need to stay sheltered, though, out there in Shirley as the storm's coming up towards you. If you are just now tuning in, we've got several storms that we're tracking out there. Most of these are severe thunderstorms. Most of them are really not too concerning in terms of their overall damage, impact, threat. The two storms that I'm most focused on right now are the ones out here in Washington, Missouri. We got a tornado warning out here for Washington, Missouri. And then over here in Andrew, Buchanan, and Caldwell counties in Missouri. In Missouri, we've got a strong storm coming into Cameron, okay? And this could bring about 70-mile-per-hour winds. How long have we been going? 7 hours? Usually that doesn't start happening until after 8 hours, so you can tell that I'm running low on sleep. Debris with that tornado out there in Washington County, Missouri, was lofted up to at least 20,000 feet. You should sleep while live. Yeah, we'll just let Y'allbot do the talking. And I'll just sleep. Why is Corey Gherkin streaming dinosaur stuff? Oh, hey, Y'allbot. Y'allbot, here's the plan. You're going to do the weather, and I'm going to go to sleep, okay?
Oh, Ryan, trying to sneak in a nap while I'm on weather duty? Bold move. But don't you worry. I've got it all under control. You rest up, and I'll keep our viewers updated with all the crucial weather info. Sweet dreams, Mr. Hall.
Why don't you just go ahead and tell them what's going to happen for the rest of the night?
Absolutely. Here's the scoop, folks. Tonight, we're looking at some serious weather action. In Missouri, there's a tornado warning in effect until 9:30 p.m. CDT for southern Washington County. A storm is producing a damaging tornado, so take shelter immediately if you're in the area. Meanwhile, in other parts of Missouri, we have a severe thunderstorm warning until 9:30 p.m. CDT, with possible 70 miles per hour winds and nickel-size hail. Stay alert, especially with a tornado watch in effect until 11:30 p.m. CDT. Over in Arkansas, we're seeing a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Logan, western Newton, and Johnson counties until 9:30 p.m. CDT. Expect strong winds and potential hail. So keep those weather radios on, and I'll keep you all in the know. Stay safe out there, and remember, I'm watching the skies so you don't have to.
Daggone it. It did a really good job. Guys, AI is going to take my job, ain't it? Let's get back with Jordan. Yeah, Jordan, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, I just got signal again. I've been on that Indian Trails Road in Pittsburgh. They are just able in the last 15 minutes to finally get vehicles in through there after cutting out all the trees. So far, it seems like there is very few injuries, but they are still performing search and rescue back in that area.
Okay, thank you, Jordan. for the update. Jordan was showing us the damage earlier, and he's back there in the Pittsburgh County area. And it seems like that's probably one of the hardest hit areas of the day today. Y'all mispronounce this town names all the time. All the time. More than me, actually. 8 minutes left on that tornado warning up there. There's 38 minutes left on our severe thunderstorm warning in LaFleur County, Oklahoma. These storms are moving so slow. I see a big time flooding threat unfolding for this area right here. Big time. There's a considerable considerable flash flood warning currently in effect for Haskell, Latimer, and Pittsburgh counties as well. That's one of those places that was hit so hard. So that's going on while there's flooding, you know. Yeah, we're just waiting on. We're honestly, what I'm waiting on now is I'm waiting to see what they're going to do with that tornado warning. Are they going to expand it? Or are they going to allow it to expire? And then we're going to, play it by ear from there.
Ryan, incoming. We've got an absolutely tremendous super chat lighting up the board from Stephanie outside. And Stephanie, hey, appreciate the kind words. Glad I can add to the experience. For you, Ryan, she wanted to make sure you heard this. You've been out here doing the work and helping save lives. I watch every time you go live. Loving the sassy y'all bot. Hope you can get some rest soon. Here's something so you and the weather wife, the best Stephanie, can go enjoy a night out. Stephanie outside. That is just above and beyond. Seriously, thank you for that incredible support for Ryan and the weather wife. That's pure Yaloha spirit right there.
Thank you so much. Everybody say huge shout out to Stephanie outside. That is a big deal. Thank you for the support. Seriously. Thank you. Washington County, Missouri. We do have a little bit of an increase in rotation trying to come together over here near Caledonia. So the original rotation has died off, but there is a new area that we have to keep an eye on for a little bit. And in fact, that's a completely separate supercell. So the cell that has choked off the inflow to this one is now the dominant cell with a wide open area, warm air area. I feel like I'm saying area too much. But yeah, this big blob of precipitation will eventually block that one. So it's got a limited window, but it does have the time to potentially try to produce a tornado here over the next little bit. So we're going to watch it very closely. Severe thunderstorm warning over here for Cameron and Hamilton. What in the world is Corey Gherkin doing, dude? Is Corey even live on YouTube? Okay, he is. How funny would it have been if he wasn't and he was just still streaming to me? And like, this is just what he does in his free time. He was just looking at pictures of beavers for whatever reason. New severe thunderstorm warning for McCurtain County, Oklahoma, and a little bit of Red River County, Texas down here. Idabel, Broken Bow, you guys are all in the path. Get ready for it. We got a couple new severe thunderstorm warnings as well. Let's go check those out real quick. This is a big one, actually, a huge one for Douglas, Howell, Ozark, Texas, and Wright counties in Missouri. 60-mile-per-hour winds coming in over the next hour. And then we got another one out here, for Hector and Clinton. That's going to go on for the next hour as well. Get ready for up to 60-mile-per-hour winds. What does Kansas look like overnight? Things are going to continue to get less intense as the night goes on. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning. Up here near Quincy. So get ready in Adams County, Illinois, Pike County, Illinois, Marion County, Missouri, and Rawls County, Missouri for 60-mile-per-hour winds. And they did put a tornado possible tag on this because there is an area of rotation right here near Hannibal that we've got to watch, actually, pretty closely. That would not surprise me if that ended up going tornado warned if the rotation continued to kind of ramp up a little bit. So y'all watch out in Hannibal, Payson, Richfield, and Liberty.
Ryan, hold on a second. You are absolutely going to want to hear this. From Zimabeast 24X, and wow, this is powerful. They say, I helped do cleanup to Greensburg, Kansas after the major tornado in '07. Glad they got missed last night. Keep doing the great work and keep us aware. I'm now living in northern Bama, so I'll be tuned in, Tom. Zimabeast 24X, first off, major respect for being out there in Greensburg after '07. That's some serious experience you're sharing. So glad with you that they were spared last night. And knowing you're keeping an eye on things with us from northern Alabama tomorrow, that's fantastic. Seriously, your support and sharing that insight means a massive amount to all of us. We truly appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah. Thank you for the big time support too. Everybody say shout out to I'm a Beast 24, and we will definitely be with you tomorrow. I'm going to be here for all day again tomorrow, you know. Sandra West, thanks for the 5 gifted, and congrats to everybody that has the free memberships now. Yeah, if I zoom out here, you can kind of see what's going on. This is Missouri, right? If we push this forward, we do have some strong storms moving over towards St. Louis. But as the night goes on, things are going to calm down a little bit. Let me show you the future radar. Anybody want to look at that? This is what we're talking about here, y'all. This is what it looks like right now. Here's what it's going to look like at midnight. So about an hour and a half, 2 hours from now. We are going to have almost no supercells left. We are still going to have a strong wind threat moving through southern portions of St. Louis, Missouri, and down into northern portions of Arkansas. But the vast majority of our severe weather is going to be over, starting honestly right now. Things are really going to fizzle out as we go past 2 a.m. After 2 a.m., things are all like there's going to be just some scattered rumbles of thunder and some heavier shots of rain moving through. And then about 8 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to have some storms move through Memphis, okay? Those storms in the morning tomorrow might actually really help us out. Dang. That's a new development. If that's actually the case, if that's actually what happens there, that's going to change the whole game tomorrow. Because if we didn't have this, the air would become more unstable, right? By the way, all tornado warnings have been allowed to expire. We don't currently have any tornado warnings at the current moment. But, you know, and then this is our main event. These are our main severe cells that we're going to see form up over here in the eastern portions of Arkansas. Those are expected to pop up around 2 p.m. and then they'll reach maturity probably around 4 to 6 p.m. But notice how they don't really stay strong very long because of the lack of instability. So really, tomorrow's going to be a hard forecast. All the ingredients are going to be there for significant severe weather. But if we actually have this thing that moves through in the morning, that might actually stabilize the atmosphere enough to keep tomorrow's severe weather less significant than what it could be. But still, let's just say that this doesn't happen, okay? Let's say this doesn't stabilize the atmosphere. Storms are going to pop up in eastern Arkansas and southeastern Missouri
around new tornado warning
3 p.m.
has been
tomorrow.
issued.
Daggone it. And then we're going to see those get really strong in western and middle Tennessee by 6 p.m. And then those will move into central Kentucky by 8 p.m. And they'll be moving into Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, for example, around 10 p.m. So that's the deal there. Don't get too caught up in whether or not we're going to have
a new tornado warning has been issued.
Definitely possible. We will assess the situation in the morning, and instead of now forecasting, we're going to nowcast. That has always worked out for us. Okay, let's check out this new tornado warning. Washington County, Missouri is under a tornado warning again. This one includes Potosi, so we need you to take shelter. This is a very dangerous storm. Please get indoors, away from windows, get into the lowest floor of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. This warning is going to last for 40 minutes. You got to stay in that safe spot for 40 minutes for me. And then up here in Illinois and Missouri, this is the area of rotation that we called out earlier. And it looks like it now warrants a tornado warning. So this area of rotation is coming right over Hannibal. Okay, if you guys know where the Hannibal Regional Hospital is, that's where it is right now. It's going right over the town. Hopefully this doesn't produce, because if it does, that's hitting the town right now. Certified Idiot. Thank you for the 20 gifted. That's his name. That's his username. I'm not making fun of him. A lovely username, by the way. This rotation, let me show you where that couplet is right now. So if this is forming a tornado at this current moment, which we don't know whether or not it is, we've got some side lobe contamination maybe with our rotation, but if it is, that it's right here near the Lowe's and the Tractor Supply and the Walmart on the northwestern side of Hannibal. So hopefully that's not producing a tornado, but it has the chance. It's got the very real possibility of doing so. So let's take shelter out here. Next in line would be Munger and then Fall Creek.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
New tornado warning just issued for Cuba, Leesburg, and Bourbon. This is Crawford County, Missouri. This is coming up towards Interstate 44. Let's take shelter out there near Hofflands and Delhi. This camera above my head here is actually in the path of the tornado. I don't know what's going on the road there. Looks like some emergency vehicles, maybe a car accident or something, but pretty unfortunate situation as the tornado circulation path is going right over that. All right, we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning as well in Arkansas. So out here in Arkansas, Russellville and Dardendale, you guys have got a strong storm coming through right now. It is producing some very strong winds. And we need you to get indoors and away from windows out here, as we do expect that it will continue to cause problems as it comes into London first. So this is what it looks like out there right now. In areas just west of London, Arkansas, and these are the conditions that will be moving towards Russellville over the next little bit. So get indoors and away from windows. We're talking about 60-mile-per-hour winds coming in right now. Tornado warning continues for Crawford County, Missouri for 37 minutes. Continues for Washington County, Missouri for 36 minutes. And yeah, we're hoping everybody in Potosi is sheltered right now. And then we've also got another tornado warning for Hannibal. This is for Payson and Burton as well, areas just south and east of Quincy. This is a dangerous storm that is rotating as it crosses over the border between Missouri and Illinois currently.
All right, Ryan, heads up. Super chat from Derek Dill here. They've got a question about Little Rock. Says it looks like around 1 a.m. it could get nasty. They're camping just east with the fam and need to know, should they stay or go?
Yeah, around 1 a.m., I mean, it's definitely going to storm. It's definitely going to storm in Little Rock. It could even be earlier than that, but the thing about it is I don't think that you should evacuate your camping trip or whatever. Maybe unless you're staying in a tent. I mean, if you're in a tent, you might not want to stay, because here's one of the things that's going to be a problem in central Arkansas tonight is flooding. Flash flooding is going to be a big problem. So keep that in mind as you make your decision. But yeah, these storms are coming over towards Little Rock, but they're moving so slow, and that's why we're having problems with flooding over there. "35 minutes left on our tornado warning in Adams, Pike, and Marion counties. Remember, that area of rotation is coming right up towards you in Payson in Illinois, so we want you to take shelter out there. Also, 34 minutes left on this tornado warning over here near Cuba. That's Crawford County, Missouri. And 34 minutes left on this tornado warning for Potosi. That's Washington County, Missouri. Take shelter in all these places. We'll let you know if anything changes. But as of right now, that's what we've got. Yeah, there's no indication that anything's down with the storm that's coming up towards Potosi. There's just some rotation, and we're keeping an eye on it. I would be more convinced that there might be something down with the storm that's near Hannibal. That one's got a lot stronger rotation, but nothing is confirmed at the current moment. Where's Andy? He's storm chasing. I believe that he's not storm chasing anymore. So I if I'm not mistaken, today might have been his last day, but I also don't know. Yeah, the rotation with this one, I mean, daggone it. It keeps lighting up a little bit. You see how it's gotten tighter over the past couple of scans? This might try to do it here near Potosi. So if you're in Shirley, Bates Creek Camp, or Potosi, you should be taking shelter here. Hopefully this goes away in that next scan, but wouldn't be surprised if we ended up seeing a little bit of a debris signature with that as it moves up past Potosi. Take shelter in Washington County, Missouri. 4 cats and a dude. Nice username. Sent 10 Ryan Hall, y'all, gifted memberships. Thank you, dude. And congratulations to everybody that's got a free membership. Check out those emotes. Those y'all bought emotes. There's even a plum wild one. That's plum wild, ain't it? I'm not tired. I don't care what you guys say. Would I be surprised if we got a moderate risk tomorrow? Based off that last HRRR model, yeah. But, you know, we don't forecast based off of one model. So, no. I mean, this system is definitely going to be capable of producing the correct parameters. So we'll see. I think we'll have a decent chance of severe weather tomorrow. I'll be here. I will be here. St. Louis is fine. This storm that's coming up through Potosi right now is eventually going to make it up towards St. Louis, though. But for now, you're totally fine. RLL, thank you for that. I'm glad we could help.
Ryan, heads up. We got Brett Bollinger Jr. here checking in from Northeast Florida. They're sending some major props your way, saying, "Hey Ryan, watching from Northeast Florida. Love all the great work you and the Y'all Squad do."
We need to stay sheltered for 29 more minutes out there in Adams and Pike County in Illinois and Marion County, Missouri. Brett, thank you for the very kind words. Yeah, you don't have to thank me. You heard me talk about it before. I appreciate you all for giving us this platform. And, I think we're doing really cool stuff with it, and we wouldn't be able to. We wouldn't be able to do any of the stuff we're doing if it wasn't for y'all. Hanging out, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. Am I the one that finds it funny how he just dismisses the love we give him? Did that seem dismissive? Oh boy. No, I appreciate the love. It's all good. Yes. Oh man. Yeah, storm chasers are going to bed. Do you need coffee? Yeah, maybe. You know what I think it is? I think it's just because I'm destined to be the behind the scenes camera guy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so y'all stop yawning. You're making me tired. Laska, Anna Laska, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Lisa says, Ryan, I'm sorry. I love you. I didn't mean that. Yeah, well, you really ruined my daily. Now you got me thinking I'm a big butthole up here, not showing enough love to our audience. So now you got to live with that. I'm going to be thinking about that all night. Who knows if I'll even sleep at this point. No, you're fine, Lee. You're fine. Can you sleep in St. Louis? Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing that I would stay up for. The only places I would recommend staying up right now, just as a precautionary thing, is maybe around the Potosi area, because we are under a tornado warning. Okay. And, as new little cells form up here, we're probably going to see more. Like, it's not going to take long before the instability runs out, and this will stop. But I even see a potential situation where this turns into a tornado warning at some point. But yeah, these storms that are approaching St. Louis are going to continue to spin a little bit. But there's no need to stay up. I would highly recommend, just turning alerts on your phone. Hopefully you have a NOAA weather radio by now. But if you don't, alerts on your phone will work. Or if you got a buddy that works the night shift, that likes to watch the weather, like if they're using their WeatherWise app tonight, have them call you and wake you up if there's something going on. You know what I mean? But yeah, that area of rotation near Potosi is letting up. And I think the same thing can be said about the one moving into Payson now, but this is still strong enough to where we should be staying in our safe spots, okay? Stay sheltered up there in Burton, Payson, and Richfield in Adams County, Illinois. Ryan, would you mind being a guest speaker for my university EMH club? Maybe try emailing us. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of things that go into that. But I actually really enjoy. If we ever have free time, I really enjoy doing the speaking events. It's got to be weather permitting, though. You know how that goes. If you're just now tuning in, we got a tornado warning for Adams County, Illinois, for the next 22 minutes. Also, for 22 more minutes, we got a tornado warning for Washington County, Missouri. On top of that, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for Caldwell, Davis, and DeKalb counties in Missouri. We're going to continue to watch that unfold. Yeah, I just recently did a speaking event at my old school that I went to high school at. They did the Hall of Fame induction, and I did the keynote over there. It was fun. It was great. We got to talk about weather and you know how everything's getting so plumb wild, you know. But so yeah, try to email us. We'll try to work something out. Storms should start dying out here soon. I mean, like, it's crazy that we're still seeing as much stuff as we are seeing right now. We're running out of negative juice. The Hall of Fame. That's right. It's plumb wild over at the Hall of Fame. Am I going to live stream tomorrow? Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. Also, just a heads up for tomorrow, all of Birmingham and Nashville National Weather Service radios will be off the air due to an AWIPS upgrade. Very bad timing. Yeah, so speaking of no weather radios, those are great. 99% of the time, they're going to be pretty dependable, even if cell service is out and stuff. But it turns out that we're doing an upgrade. You know, I feel like that stuff is probably planned out in advance, right? Why would you do that in the middle of May? Are you posting a video tomorrow? No, I'm sleeping, and then I'm waking up and I'm streaming. That's been my life for the past however long. Wake up, stream, sleep, stream, sleep, stream, sleep, stream. So yeah, and I just don't think that the videos are as useful whenever we go live because a lot of the details change, and especially for tomorrow, because there's not going to be a lot to talk about other than tomorrow. So we'll have a new video the day after tomorrow, though, talking about the more longer term forecast. Now, Cuba, Missouri tornado warning was dropped. There's 2 tornado warnings left. 18 minutes left on this one over here in the Potosi region. And then also 18 minutes left on this one over here near Payson and Burton and south and east of Quincy. We've got 1.5-inch hail with this one, too, so get ready for that. Dang. Now, this is what it looks like right now in north of West Plains near Mountain View. This is a strong storm that's coming out of Willow Springs right now into Mountain View in Missouri. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning for Douglas, Howell, Ozark, Texas, and Wright counties. Get indoors and away from windows out there. And we got a really strong storm coming into Russellville now. So get ready for some very strong wind in Russellville. Arkansas, we're talking about up to 60 mile per hour winds, okay? I looked at the chat, the first thing I see is a message from Shu. Just made a family-sized lasagna for myself. Life is good. Love it. Love it. Don't you sleep? Yes. Sleep. I just told you my schedule. Sleep, stream. Sleep, stream. Now, in June, it's quite typical in June and July that we go several weeks without even having to stream. We'll just be doing videos all the time. Now, it's going to be crazy. I'll have this awesome sleep schedule. I start like getting into a rhythm. I'll start working out. Start eating breakfast at the same time every day. And it's like, oh wow, this is great. And then hurricane season happens, and then I lose the concept of day and night. Can Waldron go to sleep? Yeah. Guys, there's nowhere on Earth right now where I would say don't go to sleep. Oh my God, like you're fine. You're fine. If you want to stay awake and be weather aware, we're going to continue to relay warnings and stuff here. But the big part of our severe weather outbreak is over.
Ryan, you are going to want to hear this. An absolutely incredible one just came in from Captain Piece of Beast, reaching out all the way from Argentina. They're sending amazing support and sharing something fascinating. Greetings from Argentina. A few years ago, we started having our own tornado alley here in the spring. Captain Piece of Beast, that is phenomenal. Thank you so much for your immense generosity and for dropping that incredible piece of weather knowledge from the southern hemisphere on us. An Argentine tornado alley. How about that?
Thank you for the very, very generous super chat, Captain Piece of Beast. You know, one of the bucket list items for anybody who's interested in weather here in North America is the storm chase one day down in your neck of the woods. So I'm jealous. If you know, obviously, if you don't enjoy weather, like you're probably like, what are you talking about? Like, we don't want the daggone tornadoes. But you know, storm chasers. That's a lot of times that's one of the things that would be really cool is to go to somewhere else and chase like that. Here's a summary of the scanner feeds of potential tornadoes so far today. In Stillwell, Oklahoma, multiple trees and wires are down, including some on fire on Cedar Street to the southeast of town. Major gas leaks around town due to gas lines potentially hit. At least one trailer was hit by a falling tree in Cherokee County, and the occupants are okay. In Greenland, Arkansas, this is the big one that we tracked near Fayetteville. Several homes are reportedly destroyed. Search and rescue efforts are ongoing. No injuries reported so far. Arkansas State Route 45 shut down south of US 62. And Greenland, where the tornado was likely touched down. Southwest Campbell Road seems to be hit the hardest right now, with multiple structures damaged and trees blocking parts of the roadway. Command post set up at the Greenland City Hall, which remains with power. Thank you, Dales. So what are you guys doing? Here's the next big severe thunderstorm warning that we have here for Dent, Howell, Oregon, Shannon, and Texas counties. This is going to go over towards Salem, Winona, and Alton. You want to get indoors and away from windows out there. 60-mile-per-hour winds are coming in right now. Checking back in on our tornado warning. We've got one continuing for Washington County, Missouri for the next 10 minutes. Stay sheltered for 10 more minutes. We also got a severe thunderstorm warning just north of St. Louis here. This is a pretty, you know, potent little storm that's popped up here recently. Moving up towards Elsa, Otterville, and Jerseyville. And then we're continuing to have a tornado warning for Payson and Burton out here in Adams County, Illinois. Stay sheltered.
All right, Ryan. DC is looking for the latest scoop. They're asking, how is Foreman, Arkansas looking?
Let's weatherwise it. Whoa. Okay, what? Can you guys see this? Can you guys see what I just typed? Oh, well, you can't now. Okay. That was me trying to type Foreman. Oh, wrong Foreman. They did say Foreman, Arkansas, right? Doesn't exist, bro. I see Foreman, Oklahoma. But you know, if you're over here around Fort Smith, the main thing that we're looking at for the rest of the whole night is flash flooding. That's going to be the problem that we're having. Not too worried about anything else. Just look at, I mean, look at how slow. Look at how slow these storms are moving. They're moving very slow. Captain Piece of Beast with the 50 gifted. Huge shout out to the major generosity there, and seriously, thanks for that, and also congratulations to all the people who now have gifted memberships for free. We got so many members. We got the chat's looking beautiful with all those badges and emotes. Allie's been working hard on them. Yeah, in my next video that I do, I'm going to go over all the tornadoes and stuff. We've had so many confirmed tornadoes. We've had so many confirmed tornadoes. And a lot of them are EF2, EF3. We had a couple of EF4s, so we'll do a full summary on that in my next video. New severe thunderstorm warning in Arkansas. This is going to be what the heck? This is going to be for Claiborne, Conway, Faulkner, Searcy, Stone, Van Buren, and Yale counties out there in Arkansas. So we are looking for this to produce 60-mile-per-hour winds as it comes on into Clinton. There's several little areas of rotation out here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some tornado warnings in here a little bit later. We might see a couple of them, actually. So y'all get ready for that in Clinton and Mountain View. This is, once again, Claiborne, Conway, Faulkner, Izard, Pope, Searcy, Stone, Van Buren, and Yale counties in Arkansas. 5 minutes left on this tornado warning in Illinois.
Hey Ryan, got a thoughtful question here from the chat. JTK Knox Productions is wondering, Ryan, how is your home state doing after the tornadoes hit the other night?
You know, we're not doing all right. The situation's pretty dire out there in London and Somerset, but the good thing is always, and this, you know, this happens a lot of times, especially in small towns, rural areas like we're hitting the Kentucky tornadoes. Everybody's coming together, and you know, we're making the best out of it. Which, you know, isn't always the case. Sometimes whenever a very large area gets hit, it's not like the community, you know, always comes together as significantly as they do in some other areas. So, because I know you hear that a lot. You know, anytime something happens, somebody always says something like that. But here specifically, it's been crazy to see. Like, there's so many people out there helping out. They actually had to start like turning people away. Like, listen, there's too many people here to help out. So, yeah, you know, it's a terrible thing, but at the end of the day, it's all right. The Yell Squad is one of the many
warning has been
that
issued.
are helping out there, and we've got people on the ground right now helping out. So we'll keep you updated on that. And there's one of those tornado warnings we were just talking about. I told you. We're just going to see a couple of them. Right here we go. Lost Corner and Dabney. We get an area of rotation right here that is capable of producing a tornado as it goes up towards Botkenberg, Old Botkenberg Plant, Old Lexington, and Littlest, Rushing, and Turkey Creek. So y'all take shelter out there. This is a dangerous storm in Arkansas. Once again, take shelter now. Ooh, we got the new NATO cast for tomorrow. So here's what we're looking at. Decent chance of seeing some tornadoes according to NATO cast. Now, this is not like an official forecast or anything. It's machine learning. It's not always good, but it's good enough to where we do look at it when we're making our forecast. Whenever we, try to predict what's going to happen in the future. It's not the only thing that we look at, but this is saying that there's a chance of some tornadoes, maybe some strong ones in Kentucky and Tennessee and northern Alabama tomorrow.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We got a new tornado warning in Missouri. Oh, this one's trying to get in it. This thing's going to just hobble all the way up there towards St. Louis, ain't it? It sure is. This is St. Louis. This is our new tornado warning for Franklin, Jefferson, and Washington counties. We've got area rotation right here near Fletcher. That's moving up towards Richwoods, Maupin, Grubville, and Cedar Hill Lakes. Take shelter now if you haven't already. So yeah, now we're back up to 3 tornado warnings. We've just about to hit 0. Oh, we got a nice little cell that's just popped up over here near Chapman. In Kansas, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for Dickinson County. Dickinson County in Kansas. Make sure you guys are staying away from windows out there and you're getting indoors. If you happen to be outdoors, it wouldn't be a very good idea, in my opinion, to be on the roads. Especially Interstate 70 between Abilene and Junction City and Kansas over the next 30 minutes. "44 minutes left on this tornado warning for Clinton, Arkansas. Make sure you guys are in your safe spots. This is a dangerous storm, and it is capable of producing a tornado. Just waiting on the next scan to come in, y'all. That's all.
Yo, Ryan, I got a good one for you, and it's about little old me. Austin Orth is wondering, does y'all bot only read donated comments? Let's clear that up.
Why did it sound like that? His voice was so much deeper. Well, there's your answer, Austin. Yeah, that wasn't a paid comment, was it? Now, was it? Yeah, we got a flash flood warning effect for Grundy, Lynn, and Livingston counties in Missouri. All right, we just got a new tornado warning, so we got to go check that out now. A new tornado warning out here for areas south of, north of Potosi and south of Potosi. So yeah, that other area of rotation that we were talking about earlier, we called this out forever ago, is now showing enough signs of rotation to warrant a new tornado warning. So we might have a tornado down here north and west of Belgrade, moving up toward the Bates camp. So Potosi, it's not over yet. You got to take shelter out there. Additionally, we have continued tornado warning for Fletcher, Maupin, Groveville, Ormond, and Cedar Hill Lakes. Yeah, I would be surprised. I would not be surprised if one of these actually has a tornado down with it. So we got to be hyper vigilant and taking shelter here. These are pretty tight areas of rotation that are showing up on radar.
Ryan, heads up. JKOLZ just sent in a super chat with a great question. Putting those lessons to work. They're asking, hey, Ryan, testing what you taught us through streams. Northwest of Bonham, Texas, is that a touch of rotation under a hooking cell? If I'm not close, what am I missing? Thanks for the lessons, along with everything else you do for us.
I like that. That's a great question. Okay, so you're looking at this storm, right? And you're switching over to velocities, and you are correctly identifying some rotation. Okay, but here's something that we've got to consider, right? Remember, the reds show us stuff that's going away from the radar, and the greens show us stuff that's going towards the radar. So in this particular case, we don't have counterclockwise rotation, which is one of the things that we would first look at to see if we're going to have a if we need to look very much deeper into this. Now, that's not to say that this isn't rotating at some level, but likely what we're seeing, since we're so far away from the radar tower here, likely what we're seeing is some divergence aloft, more so than actual rotation. So, good question, but what you're missing is the direction, and also it's really hard to tell much of anything about a storm when you're very far away from it. This is what we call a radar hole. Okay, this is what we call a radar hole. So we wish that we were a little bit closer to the radar here, and we'd be able to inspect it much more closely, I guess you could say.
New information, this tornado warning has been upgraded.
They've upgraded this tornado warning for Franklin, Jefferson, and Washington counties in Missouri to observed. So yeah, well, looking at the rotation here, if I zoom out, where's the radar? The radar's right here. So the green shows stuff going towards the radar. The red shows stuff going away. So this is counter-clockwise rotation, which is necessary. Well, it's not necessary. You can have anticyclonic, tornadoes, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to look for cyclonic rotation in the northern hemisphere, which is counterclockwise. radar confirmed tornado here. So we get a little bit of a debris signature with this one. So once again, if we're in Maupin, Grubville, Cottage Farm, Ormond, and Cedar Hill Lakes, we've got to take shelter. What does he use to watch the radar? I use WeatherWise. That's what you guys should use too. It's a free app, weatherwise.app in your browser, or iOS or Android. You can download the app. It's free. You get all this cool radar stuff for free. There is a premium version if you want a pro radar tool. If you want all the extra goodies, yeah, there is a premium version. But to get just what you need, all the basics, correlation coefficient, radar, the chasers, the cameras, you know, all that good stuff, like it's free. This storm over here that's come over to Clinton, Arkansas is also one that's got my eye. I'm watching that area of rotation very closely. So you guys in Clinton and Fairfield Bay in Arkansas, you need to be staying in your safe spots.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, we got a new tornado warning in Arkansas, a little bit farther to the south. So this is a brand new tornado warning that's just come out here for Montgomery, Polk, and Scott and Yell counties in Arkansas. This is come up towards the Ouachita National Forest, Odin, and Sims. We do have an area of rotation right here near Highland. Excuse me. An area of rotation near Highland that we got to keep a very close eye on as this moves off towards Sims. So take shelter now in Montgomery, Polk, Scott, and Yell counties in Arkansas. Yeah, we're back at the 4 tornado warnings. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning back here in Fannin and Lamar counties of Texas. That's coming over there towards the areas just north of Paris. We also just had this new little storm pop up back here near Bowie. Not going to be a little storm for long. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Get ready out there near Munster. Montgomery, Polk, and Scott counties are under a severe thunderstorm warning for 1 inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds as well on top of that tornado warning. Okay, there we go. That's a much more visible debris signature now. So this thing is definitely on the ground. It's chewing up some trees out there. This is what it looks like where the tornado is approximately. It looks like it just went over the Timber Ridge hauling area. And a lot of that debris that we're seeing up in the air is coming from these trees and stuff. But if it continues on its current trajectory, which is almost due north, a little bit of northeast, it'll come through some communities here. Look at this. This looks like some vulnerable housing here on South Horseshoe Road. If you know anybody on South Horseshoe Road or North Horseshoe Road, you should let them know that they are in the path of the tornado. It is on the ground, and we need to be letting them, maybe getting them updated here. Also, the towns of Maupin, Grubville, Ormond, Cedar Hill Lakes, these are all places in the path as well. You want to get into the lowest floor of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible, and shelter. Wear your shoes. Wear your shoes. If it's late and you don't have your shoes on, put on a pair of shoes as you get to your safe spot. If you take damage, you might have to walk over glass, nails, splintered wood. You never know. Yeah, put on some shoes and get into your safe spot. Yeah, that's a very, very clear and obvious debris signature right there between Hurricane and Fletcher and Franklin Jefferson, and right where Franklin Jefferson and Washington counties meet. look, you can actually see the supercellular structure here in the reflectivity. It's a tiny little supercell inside of here. Very interesting. How's Potosi? Potosi's is still under a tornado warning. The rotation is going just by Potosi. It's not nearly as strong. Notice how the rotation that produced the warning, it was pretty visible here on radar. And then as it's approached Potosi, it's kind of lit up. That doesn't mean that it's nothing. We still have rotation there. It's coming up towards Potosi, so make sure you are in your safe spots right now. A little bit more concerned about the storm up here to the north because we do have that debris signature visible. The interesting thing is that the velocity couple is a little bit separated from the debris signature, so there's some there's probably some difference between where the tornado actually is and where the debris signature is showing up on the radar. So, but it's pretty close to the Dittmer area and the Timber Ridge Hauling area. That's where the tornado is right now. Severe thunderstorm warning for Crawford, Iron, Reynolds, and Washington counties in Missouri for the next hour. Have we lost power in St. Louis again? Strong storms coming together right now in St. Louis. Trying to check it out. Having a little bit of a hard time through the traffic cameras. Yeah, obviously there's some places here in St. Louis that
A new tornado
warning
has been issued.
We just got a new tornado warning for Crawford, Iron, and are you kidding me? A huge tornado warning was just issued here for Crawford, Iron, Reynolds, and Washington counties in Missouri. So this is for spin-ups. There could be multiple spin-ups all up and down this line here. So for 44 minutes, we want everybody around the Mark Twain National Forest in Crawford, Iron, Reynolds, and Washington counties to take shelter.
All right, Ryan. Quick status from the Digital Nerve Center. The good people of Missouri, especially in the greater St. Louis orbit, think St. Charles, Fenton, Union, plus O'Fallon MO, and Rolla MO, are basically wondering if their specific blade of grass needs a helmet tonight. Meanwhile, Quincy, Illinois just burst into the chat, demanding to know if they're next on the Spinny Doodle Express, and a whole lot of folks are asking what observed actually means and if you and Radar Omega had a messy breakup in favor of Weatherwise.
Okay, so an observed tornado warning just means that the tornado has been seen by either a trained meteorologist at the National Weather Service by confirming it via radar, or by weather spotters on the ground, or by a law enforcement officer or emergency manager. That's an observed tornado warning. So whenever we get a radar indicated tornado warning, it's not been observed yet. We're just looking at radar and we're saying, hey, that looks like it might be a tornado. Then once we get confirmation, then that becomes an observed tornado warning. And as far as the breakup, the breakup with Radar Omega, I don't know. Like, you guys realize it's been over a year. It's been over a year since I worked with Radar Omega. We haven't talked about on partnership level Radar Omega in over a year. I know a lot of you guys got it because we promoted it, and that's great. I'm still like, hey, heck yeah, that's awesome. Radar Omega. I'm glad that I was a part of Radar Omega when they were coming up. You know what I'm saying? And I think that you have a good radar app. But they've, definitely not a messy breakup. It's just like over time, things change. And we found, I really like the Weatherwise guys, the guys that make it. They're good developers. They've helped me make a lot of really cool stuff. And it's free. It's better for y'all. It's better for you all. I feel better promoting it because you don't have to pay $9 to get in there. Now, it's not saying that it wouldn't be worth it. Radar Omega was worth it. But this one's free. So, like, I'm like, oh, yeah, heck yeah. The speech my girlfriend gave me when we broke up was very similar to that. Is that right? Y'all are going wild. So the tornado warning, the big blanket tornado warning over here for Franklin and Jefferson counties in Missouri. I'm sorry, for Crawford, Iron, and Reynolds counties and Washington counties in Missouri was issued because there's a bunch of little spin-outs that are possible. But it's also, I think, specifically right in here, this is where we got the best chance, near the Indian Trail Conservation Area, and that is moving towards the good old town of Viburnum. Okay, so y'all need to be taking shelter. Everybody in this whole polygon needs to be taking shelter, but y'all especially. Potosi, your rotation is going right over town right now, so if you're fine 5 minutes from now, you're going to be fine. This is coming past you. Now, this is, this next line is going to come through, and that's going to be a whole other thing, but this first tornado warning is just about over for you. And it looks like the debris signature tornado down here in Washington County, Missouri, it's not there anymore, so it's essentially lifted. This is what the storm looks like as it goes through St. Louis. This is a non-severe storm, but it's getting there. It wouldn't surprise me if it became severe warned here soon. Can Clarksville go to sleep? Yeah, you're fine. Tomorrow, Clarksville will have a lot more to talk about. We will have a lot more to talk about in Clarksville tomorrow. Let's take a tour through all of our severe, or all of our tornado warnings. There's 23 minutes left on this one in Franklin and Jefferson counties. There's 38 minutes left on this one in Montgomery in Yell County in Arkansas. Okay, so take shelter in Sims, Arkansas, if you haven't already, and Story. And then in Missouri, we've got 38 minutes left on this big tornado warning that includes Viburnum, Steelville, down to Centerville. And then back in Arkansas, we've got 22 minutes left on this one over here near Clinton. Now, this one is definitely something that we've got to keep an eye on. There's a little bit more rotation here than what I'm comfortable with. Highway 65 is in the path there. Then the tornado warning for Potosi, the Washington County one, is probably going to be allowed to expire very soon. That rotation is kind of let up. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning for Carter and Ripley counties in Missouri. This includes Van Buren and Grandin. So we're going to see some strong winds move through here soon. Get ready for that. 60-mile-per-hour winds are possible.
Just in from Amazonia, Andrew County, Missouri. We have a report of thunderstorm wind damage. A utility company is confirming several instances of downed wires and power outages between Amazonia and Forbes. This damage is reported to have occurred at approximately 8:48 p.m. Central Time this evening, with the time estimated from radar.
Awesome, thank you, Yelbot. Is Springfield, Missouri going to get hit again? I think you're done for the night in Springfield. Most of the strongest storms are past you now. You've got some rain, some heavy rain that will continue to be a problem for the rest of the night, but that's about it. We do have some cells popping up out here in Kansas that are probably dropping some hail. Get ready in Ellsworth, Wichita, Kansas. You guys are probably going to get in on some hail tonight with this storm that comes through, lots of lightning as well. Kansas City, those will eventually come over into your neck of the woods. Everything is really, believe it or not, everything is really calming down right now. I know we got a bunch of tornado warnings, but this happens every time we have a severe weather event. There's a big, tornado warning spam for every little potential spin up, and that's good. Sometimes these things can lead to damage. But that overall, compared to like what we were dealing with earlier, things are calming down. This is what it looks like out there in Clinton, Arkansas, as that tornado warning storm moves over Highway 65. So hopefully everybody out here is in their safe spots in Clinton and Shirley. In Arkansas, this is the storm as it comes over you right now.
All right, Ryan, check this out. Astral Dreamer 1 just dropped in with some love and a very important question. They say, hope you are stocked on Red Bull. Thank you for all you do. Seriously, though, we all appreciate you keeping the energy high for us this late.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for the support. And yeah, we'll keep the Red Bull flowing here. You know what? I've been making it by on good old-fashioned Diet Coke. Not trying to do too much caffeine over here.
Hey Ryan, got a fantastic question here from the chat that I think everyone's eager to hear about. Jaime DePriest is asking, what is the Clarksville lore? Sounds like there's a juicy story there we all need to know.
Clarksville, Tennessee. There was a tornado in Clarksville, Tennessee a couple years ago. It was around Christmas. And we were live. We were live. I don't remember if we were live during the tornado. I don't remember the details, but there was a big severe weather event in Clarksville, and the Y'all squad ended up showing up. We delivered like a bunch of toys. We were live. Okay, so we were live. There was a tornado emergency in Clarksville. We were live. We did the whole thing, and then the Y'all squad showed up. We delivered a bunch of toys. Because a bunch of kids lost their Christmas presents for Christmas, and the community just really
a new tornado warning
was very appreciative of what we did, and then every time there was also a lot of anxiety that came along with the town just got hit by a tornado. It happens every time. Then everybody's kind of scared. Is it going to happen again, right? So then every time it stormed, every time it stormed, people would come to the stream and be like, is Clarksville okay? Even if the storm was in North Dakota. And eventually it just became a meme because we would literally be talking about North Dakota, and it would be just a sunny day in Tennessee, and there's always somebody in Clarksville being like, okay, but what about Clarksville? Yeah. And there's just a lot of them. That happens a lot for every city, but specifically for Clarksville, there's a very noticeable amount of people from Clarksville, Tennessee watching at all times. So that's the lore, I guess. New tornado warning for Jefferson and Washington counties in Missouri. So this is getting close to St. Louis. This goes all the way up there towards the metro. We've got an area of rotation that's just passing Potosi now. And it's getting ready to go up towards Hillsboro. So let's take shelter in Mount Freedom, Hillsboro, Bulu's Creek, Otto, Antonio, Shady Valley, up there towards Maxville. This is a dangerous storm. Yeah, some of the places in the path of this dangerous storm, by the way, are the H-Max Nusser Field Campground, the Scout Campground, and the Valmer Campground. If you're in a campground, you want to get out of a tent, and you don't want to be in an RV for this. You want to be in a sturdy structure with as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. There might be a restroom, a site-built concrete or brick-built restroom house at the campground. That's where you'd want to go. And then we can't forget about other places like the Merrimack Dermatology building, the Melba Theaters in the path here as well. So we're getting into a pretty populated area. Hopefully everybody's taking shelter right now.
Yo, Ryan, got a fun one for you from the chat. MV Pat 420 is asking the ultimate question: waffles or pancakes?
Definitely pancakes, 100%. All right, we're locked and loaded with the cameras on this tornado warning that's coming up towards St. Louis. It's not in St. Louis yet, but it does include Jefferson and Washington counties. So take shelter. now, if you haven't already. Check it back in on the Arkansas tornado warning. That's the camera that you see above my head. The rotation just went over that camera, like literally near Clinton. We didn't see anything, but there definitely still could be a tornado here as it approaches Shirley, rushing Lidalisk and Turkey Creek in Arkansas. This is Claiborne, Stone, and Van Buren counties. We got to take
A
shelter
new tornado warning has been issued.
We just got a new tornado warning in Missouri, and just looking at that last scan here, we might actually end up seeing another one over here southwest of Fairfield Bay. We'll wait another scan before we, do a y'all watch out on that, but that's something to watch here. Oh man, yeah. So what this is right here is a blanket tornado warning. Okay, so everybody that's in this big tornado warning here, including Owensville, Sullivan, Cuba, Steelville, Viburnum, and Centerville, what they're doing is there's a couple different places of rotation that is trying to form here, and instead of issuing individual polygons for each one and maybe missing one, they're going ahead and just cover this whole line up with a tornado warning, just in case. Okay, so the best thing to do here is to just take shelter. You want to take shelter, and 99% of you are going to be just fine, but there is that 1% chance that somebody ends up getting hit by one of these spin-up tornadoes, and you're going to be glad that you were in a safe spot for that. You know what I mean? So it's nothing to be scared about, but definitely something to we want to heed the warning. That's for sure. Is what I'm trying to say. Now this is up here, the one that's coming up towards Hillsboro in Missouri, south and west of St. Louis. This is a different story. There is a targeted area of rotation here that we are tracking. So this is where the tornado is trying to come together as it goes between Fletcher and DeSoto, moving up towards Hillsboro, Scottsdale, and Arnold. So we're going to want to take shelter here over the next 25 minutes. We will stay on the air until this goes past St. Louis. Okay, we've been live now for going on 9 hours, and we're not going to stop until we're done with this in St. Louis.
Ryan, got one from Blake E. here. They're asking, wasn't that the same night as the Mayfield and Dawson Springs, talking about Clarksville?
No. That was like, it is weird that part of the world seems to have recently had a lot of Christmas time tornadoes. But no, that was a couple years later. It wasn't the same year. Yeah, Clarksville was a couple years after Mayfield, is what I meant. So if you're just now tuning in, this is what we're dealing with here. We've got a very strong storm coming into the greater St. Louis area. We're going to have lots of lightning, heavy rain, and hail impacting Cedar Lake, Scottsdale, Kemswick, Arnold, Burns Hill, Festus, Peevely, and all these areas first. And then the rotating part of the storm is going to be the last thing that hits. It's coming right now to the west of DeSoto. It'll move up through Hillsboro, and then eventually come up towards Arnold. And we'll keep you updated every step of the way. There's 8 minutes left on the Arkansas tornado warning.
Hey Ryan, I've spotted a great question in the chat that could help out some future heroes. The Mad Mahaha asks, Ryan, any advice for a newly trained weather spotter?
Any advice for a newly trained weather spotter? No, not really. Other than just like use your powers. You know, a lot of people do the spotter training and don't always report things. And the more data we have, you know, with the National Weather Service and from weather spotters, the better forecast get and everything. So there's always never stop reporting. Man, that's a lot of lightning out there, ain't it? Yeah, tomorrow's looking like it's going to be pretty active, but I wouldn't say that it looks like it's going to be like scary or anything. It's just going to be pretty active. You know what I mean? Do we need to stay up here in Terre Haute? No, you guys are fine. I don't think you need to stay up. I don't think you need to stay up. Just looking at the latest scans here for our St. Louis storm, there is rotation here, but you know, it's not very tight. We got some outbounds, we got some inbounds there. It's kind of like a fault line. Think of it as a fault line. This is a slipping fault line, and we need a converging, more of a converging fault line. This is not necessarily looking to me like something that would promote a tornado imminently, but it definitely could wrap up as it moves off to the north, and we've got to be careful because things can change very quickly. We've seen it happen a million times. So get ready there in Hillsborough to start taking shelter, and you know that this tightens up as it goes up towards Arnold. It could definitely produce a tornado, so get ready for that. This is what the storm looks like as it crosses up over Interstate 55 right now between Kemswick and Arnold. The tornadic part of the storm, once again, is a little bit farther back to the south and west.
Hey Ryan, I've spotted a great question in the chat. Courtney Nothan would love to know, what got you into weather, Ryan?
It's just, I was born this way. I don't know. Always just been super obsessed with the weather. I have no idea. Like what I'm doing right now, like tracking these storms through the traffic cameras. I would be doing this for fun if it wasn't my job. You know what I mean? Like this is just I don't know what it is. I love it. Yeah, coming back over here to the radar real quick. We do have a tornado warning, and we're trying to figure out what's happening right here. Is this going to intensify? Or are we going to see a couplet form? Right now, it's pretty broad rotation, but this is definitely a supercell that's capable of producing a tornado. So we're staying in our safe spots in Hillsborough, Jarvis, Mappaville, Antonia, Kimswick, and all these surrounding areas. If you're just not tuning in, what we're looking at here is a bunch of different views of the same storm, which at nighttime this kind of produces a really weird effect because we're seeing the same lightning strike just in slightly different places and at different times. So I'll probably just keep that. I like showing that because that's what I'm looking at here to try to determine like which camera we focus on. But I can understand that's probably a little overwhelming. But if you're just not tuning in, we're watching a severe storm move up into St. Louis. Okay, so please get into your safe spots. If you're south and west of St. Louis, specifically between Eureka and Arnold, down here we've got an area of rotation coming together, and it is going to try to produce a tornado as it comes through. It's not successfully doing so right now, but it's going to try.
Hey Ryan, Diamondsy's in the house and wondering, I hope I'm not the only person that watches on Roku TV and chats on the phone. Ha, Diamondsy, that's the ultimate dual screen dedication right there. Pretty sure you got a whole crew doing that.
Yeah, so interesting tidbit. 65% of you guys that are watching right now are watching on the TV, which is a very rare thing for a YouTube stream or a Twitch stream or anything like that. I don't know what to do with that information, but it is information that I have. New severe thunderstorm warning for Adams, Brown, and Pike counties in Illinois. Yeah, it's crazy how many people watch this in like the living room with the family. I think that should count to the view count. Like when we had 100,000 viewers earlier, how many families of four were watching? It was probably actually 400,000. You know what I'm saying? If you're just now tuning in, we got a severe thunderstorm warning for Mount Sterling. It's Adams, Brown, and Pike counties out there in Illinois. We've got a big storm coming into Wichita. Okay, Wichita, Kansas, get ready. We're talking about 1 inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds coming in over the next little bit. Oh yeah, if you start counting cats, we're well over 1 million concurrent viewers probably right now, to be honest. Cats love to watch because of this. If you got a cat, protect your TV. They like to chase after the cursor. I did this one time, and People were like, cats like to watch because Wichita, like, why is he circling Wichita? No, like, it's the cursor. Dickinson and Geary counties in Kansas, you guys are also under a severe thunderstorm warning. Junction City, get ready. That's going to be a nasty storm for you here in the next little bit. We're talking about 1 inch hail.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We just got a new tornado warning. Here's your area of rotation south of Louisiana, north and west of Clarksville in Missouri. We've got a strong area of rotation coming over the border now between Missouri and Illinois, coming up towards Martinsburg and Pleasant Hill, Nebo. Take shelter. That's going to be for Calhoun County, Illinois, Pike County, Illinois, and Pike County, Missouri. It's going to last for 41 minutes. The rotation is right here south of Louisiana, moving up toward Dallas, Martinsburg, and Pittsfield. In Arkansas, we have no tornado warnings, by the way. All of our tornado warnings in Arkansas have been allowed to expire, but we still have a severe thunderstorm warning right now in Concord and Claiborne and Independence and Stone. Additionally, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for Marquette. That's in Ellsworth, McPherson, and Saline counties in Kansas. So we need you to get indoors and stay away from windows out there. We've got some large hail coming in here soon. Yeah, these storms in Kansas are actually pretty robust. And Greene, Jersey, and Macoupin counties in Illinois are also under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. This is coming up towards Medora, Chesterfield, and Rockbridge. And then in Arkansas, we've got a big severe thunderstorm warning that goes all the way out to Hot Springs. A very strong storm. It's coming out of Mount Ida and Norman, moving over towards Lake Ouachita, towards Mountain Pine. That's going to bring about some 60-mile-per-hour winds with it. Then we do have 10 minutes left on our tornado warning over here between Owensville and Viburnum. Still no sign of anything down in there, but stay shelter for the next 10 minutes in Viburnum, and then we'll be able to come out of our safe spots. 10 minutes left on this tornado warning as well. That's coming up into Arnold and Kimmswick in southwest of St. Louis. So, yeah, we're going to keep locking in on this one here. As the storm gets closer, you can see that the lightning activity is increasing quite a bit as well. This is going to be a strong storm that comes through St. Louis here. Whether it produces a tornado or not, it's going to be loud, and it's going to be very wet, and it's going to be very flashy.
Hey Ryan, I spotted a great question in the chat. Alyssa Lapa is wondering, what's one type of weather phenomenon that you want to experience but haven't had the chance to yet?
Maybe being inside the eye of a major hurricane to witness the stadium effect. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Ryan, Alex White has a message for you. Hey Ryan, our family, specifically me and my 2-year-old, love to watch your streams on our TV. We went to our safe spot earlier when Adams Co, Illinois, was under a tornado warning, and he was extremely excited to see Matos on TV.
Excited. Well, I'm glad it was at least a fine experience for y'all. And I'm glad you guys are okay.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, let's go check that out. This is another blanket tornado warning. So they went ahead and issued a big tornado warning here that goes all the way up to Ironton, Bismarck, Potosi, again, St. Clair, and Union. You guys are all under a new tornado warning. As this line of storms comes in, there's going to be multiple little areas that could produce spin-up tornadoes. So we're all going to take shelter for the next 37 minutes just in case. Another blanket tornado warning. Take shelter now in Franklin, Iron, St. Francis, and Washington counties in Missouri. The rotation with our tornado warning over here in Jefferson County, Missouri, is over Hillsboro right now. It's moving up towards Goldman, Antonio, and Seckman. Yeah, I would be mad if I was in Potosi too. Those guys have not been able to come out of their safe spots in a while. And honestly, the blanket tornado warning thing is pretty controversial. We're obviously going to recommend that you take shelter always. We respect the polygon always. But I can see how that can get on some people's nerves, especially if you've had to take shelter multiple times. Yeah, we're losing a couple more of our traffic cameras, by the way, up here as we get closer to St. Louis. So it looks like this storm is knocking power out, at least in some places.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
And they just expanded the tornado warning up a little bit more. So that it now includes Sunset Hills. Let me show you the map. This is our latest tornado warning here. This is going to be for Monroe County, Illinois, Jefferson County, Missouri, and St. Louis County, Missouri. This does include Sunset Hills all the way down to Columbia, Illinois. It doesn't quite include Des Peres, but it's getting close. So right here's where our circulation is. This is the direction that it's going. Arnold, make sure we're taking shelter, okay? And this is what it looks like around St. Louis as that storm comes in. Remember, southwest side of town is under tornado warning for the next hour. We're going to need to take shelter. Put as many walls between us and the outside world as possible.
Ryan, I've been mining the chat for gold. And Elliot just dropped a real gem. They're wondering, what's the rarest weather phenomenon you've ever experienced, whether you've been in it or spoken about it?
If you're talking about, like, broadcasting, honestly, probably this past winter, the blizzard we have, the blizzard that we had on the beaches of Florida, Louisiana, and
new tornado warning has been issued.
That was probably it. If you're talking about personally experienced, I'd have to think about it for a little bit. But the blizzard that we had, where hurricanes usually make landfall, that was pretty crazy this winter. That was, yeah, that was plumb wild, 100%. No doubt about that. Sirens going off in St. Louis. Yes, if you're just now tuning in and you're from St. Louis, we have a tornado warning for St. Louis County. This is impacting Sunset Hills, Green Park, down in Maxville and Fenton. The rotation is way down here in the Bells Creek area, the Mappaville area, and it's moving up towards Arnold. So you guys need to take shelter for the next hour. Downtown St. Louis is not included, but you guys should be keeping an eye on this. We do have a new tornado warning in Arkansas, by the way. Howard and Sevier counties in Arkansas, you guys are now under a tornado warning. Please take shelter, put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. And 16 minutes left on that. And then in Illinois and Missouri, once again up here near St. Louis, we've got an hour left on our tornado warning that's going up towards Arnold, Sunset Hills, Kimmswick. You guys all need to be in your safe spot. Now, this does not include Des Peres. That's about where it stops. So you guys don't need to take shelter, but definitely be weather aware over the next several hours as this storm's going to come through, and then another one, and then we should be done. Des Peres, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. What you guys talking about? What are you guys going on about? Come on. Is this happening now? Yes. What is now, really? No, for like, if just always check the time. If you're within 20 seconds of that, then yes, this is happening now. Check your watch, then look at that. If you're just now tuning in, that we are looking at a severe thunderstorm moving into St. Louis right now. It is capable of producing a tornado. We haven't had any reports of one yet, but we do have rotation down here between Bellows Creek and Jarvis, moving up towards Kimmswick, Arnold, and then eventually up there towards Sunset Hill. So we need you to take shelter if you haven't already. Yeah, this is also, it's not quite making it to Creve Coeur yet. But it'll get there for sure.
Hey, Ryan, got a chuckle-worthy question from the chat. Connor Wilson, Connor TV is wondering, where is the weather house at? It seems like you live in outer space since you never get hit by anything.
The weather house is in eastern Kentucky. It is a very good place to be to not get hit by a lot of severe weather. Now, it's I'm saying that right after we just had a huge EF4 tornado not too far away from me. But yeah, I'm in eastern Kentucky. The Appalachian Mountains usually protect us from tornadoes, and a lot of times you can ask our friends in Georgia and eastern Tennessee. A lot of times stuff dies out before it gets. But yeah, we get some severe weather, and we've had to like take shelter and stuff on stream before. It's but yeah, we don't get a whole lot of it over here. is what the radar looks like right now, with our rotation coming up towards Arnold and up towards Sunset Hills. Get ready in St. Louis. Also, a strong storm is getting ready to come through Ironton right now, Potosi. Hopefully, Potosi is going to be the last time you need to take shelter. And then we've got 27 minutes left on this tornado warning up here between Louisiana and Pittsfield. This is Calhoun and Pike County in Illinois, and then Pike County, Missouri. The rotation is letting up with that one, so hopefully they'll allow that to expire. Now, way back down in Texas, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Paris, Texas. So you guys should get ready for one at tail and 65-mile-per-hour winds over the next little bit. And we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning for Conway. Conway out there in Conway, Faulkner, Perry, Pope, and Yale counties in Arkansas. You guys are now under severe thunderstorm warning over the next hour. We do expect 60-mile-per-hour winds. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what's going on out there. If I didn't just mention your town name or your state, you're probably fine. Those were all of our top stories right now.
Ryan, Kyle's got a keen eye out there for you. He's reporting, "Hey Ryan, it looks like it may be tightening up by Imperial, Missouri. Slightly further north than Jarvis."
So I'm looking at the radar here, and this area of rotation that we have is honestly it's not tightening up. And I'll tell you why that I think that. Notice how the concentration is getting a little bit smaller right in here, which is something that we do need to watch out for. But the good news is, I'm trying to be positive here. Like, we definitely don't need to let our guards down. The good news is that the biggest part of our winds have kind of calmed down. You notice how we don't have as much bright blues here, so that's good. If that continues to calm down, then we might not have to worry. But I am a little bit concerned about how it is getting a little bit tighter right here. So we definitely need to be staying in our safe spots in Shady Valley segment up there towards Sunset Hills, as this is a very dangerous storm coming up towards St. Louis. You're under a tornado warning, so take shelter now.
Hey Ryan, I've spotted a great question in the chat. Wilma Eden has a fun observation and asks, "Is there now an AI for pronouncing towns? Kind of creepy the first time I heard it. Got my attention."
This AI doesn't do a very good job at pronouncing town names. I mean, I'll try it again. Maybe it's gotten better. Yeah, but how do you say that town next to St. Louis? It's called Des Perez.
Oh, honey, it's actually pronounced Des Perez, like Des Pear. But don't worry, you're not the first to stumble over that one. It's a little fancy, but we love it.
Okay, what about that one that's like Creve Coeur?
Oh, I got you. That one's pronounced Creve Coeur, like Creve Coeur. Yep, that's French for broken heart. But don't let that fool you. It's a lovely place.
What about the one that's like fluorescent?
Ah, you mean fluorescent. It's pronounced fluorescent. Not quite as glowing as it sounds, but it's a bright spot on the map for sure. And hey, now you can say it like a local.
Thank you, Y'allbot. It said it, but like sometimes it'll say like, yeah, the way you pronounce Chemiswick is no, the way you pronounce Chemiswick is like Semiquick, and it's actually like it says three different things, but it's trying to say that like this is how you say it. You know what I'm saying? The way you pronounced I can't even do it. I'm too asleep. I can't even do it. The way you pronounce Columbia is actually Columbia. So now you know how to say Columbia, Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Like it says it different each time. If you're just not tuning in, we're watching a tornado warning storm get close to St. Louis up here. We do have a tornado warning in effect right now for Monroe, Jefferson, and St. Louis counties. In Missouri, actually Monroe is in Illinois. We don't have much, rotation here, but I mean it is there, and it actually is kind of becoming more consolidated in a smaller area, even though it's weakening. The wind speeds are weakening, so this is something that we'll keep an eye on as it comes up towards segment. Hopefully, you guys are in your safe spots. Get to safety in Paulina Hills and Maxville as well, and then up there towards Sappington, Sunset Hills, and Lakeshire too. Over here in Oklahoma, McCurtain County, Oklahoma, and Red River County, Texas. You guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning. Get ready in Ida Bell for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1 inch hail over the next hour. And then in Kansas, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning out here near south of Salina and north of McPherson. This is Interstate 135 near Lindsborg. We've got a strong storm capable of producing 1 inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds coming in. 35 minutes left on this tornado warning. It's coming up towards Arnold. Okay, well, we're starting to see him crank up a little bit here. We got a little bit of inflow trying to come in here. This little thing just doesn't want to give up. Just segment, stay sheltered. 5 minutes left on this tornado warning in Arkansas. Five minutes left on this little warning back here in Gerald, Missouri. And 20 minutes left on our tornado warning up here in Pike County, Illinois. Pittsfield, stay sheltered for the next 20 minutes.
All right, Ryan. Mike Threlkel just dropped in with a good one. They're wondering, do you ever get tired of repeating the same town names over and over again? It would get tiring to me, LOL.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it's just that I don't mind it. Just leads to getting tongue tied, like that form of being tired. You know.
Ryan, Dylan
Thank you for the
Rickman
support.
is still watching from Jonesboro, Arkansas, and has a weather question. Do you think that line will weaken before it reaches them? And they say thank you.
Yes, I do think that the line will weaken before it gets to you. 100%. And thank you for the support to it. It'll probably still storm a little bit, but I don't think you have anything, you know, terrible to worry about or anything like that.
Hey Ryan, I've radar locked on a great question from the chat. Aristay River would love to know, are you self-taught with reading the radars, or did you go to school for it? And if self-taught, do you know some good references for learning? Sounds like you've got some aspiring meteorologists out there.
So a little bit of both. I did go to school for meteorology, went to Mississippi State University, did a lot, just didn't finish. I'll tell you why I didn't finish, because I got a job. I also worked at the TV news station as the weather guy, right? As I was finishing up my meteorology degree, and I just didn't like it. I was like, this sucks. I was like, I do not like this at all. So why? Like, I also didn't like school. So I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I've got to figure out something else here. And want to skip a few 99-hour here. But yeah, I've always wanted to be like in weather, right? And up until now, the only option was like National Weather Service or being on TV. And I was going the route of being on TV, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like wearing a suit. Didn't like having to wear, shave my beard, and there's a bunch of stuff that comes along with being on TV, and like a lot of it isn't doing the weather. You get 3 minutes. You get 3 minutes to do the weather, and you still work like 80 hours a week or whatever. You get 3 minutes a day. And the rest of the time you're just typing up packages or whatever it is. I don't even know what. It just wasn't for me. So I was like, well, I don't need this degree if I'm not going to be on TV. But I wish I would have finished it, and if I can find the time, I'm going to. But we keep starting non-profits and hiring people and growing the business. So. Latest scan on our velocity looks a little bit less, concerning. I mean, the whole time this thing has been like right on the verge of being concerning. But I'm hoping for the best here. I'm hoping that this thing wraps up and we don't have to worry about it. But it's still going to be a strong storm as it comes through St. Louis. Okay, so I want everybody in St. Louis to get ready. We're probably going to have some power outages and all that stuff. And we're watching this little part right here for a potential, rotating segment. Let's check in. Okay, yeah, just a few seconds left on our tornado warning down here in Arkansas. That's been allowed to expire. Wichita, Kansas. You guys are getting hit by severe thunderstorm warning right now. Some 60-mile-per-hour winds are coming through. Next in line is going to be El Dorado, Benton, Towanda, Whitewater, Potwin. So y'all get ready. So yeah, we're focused in on our St. Louis storm because honestly this is the one that's most concerning looking to me, and it's also impacting the most people. So we're going to do our best to try to keep you updated on what's going on out here. This is what the storm looks like across St. Louis as it comes in. Meteorologist Andy Hill is in the chat. He says, Ryan, how's your schedule? You want me to come up to the weather house after Jason tomorrow? He said, ask chat. So Andy is chasing tomorrow. Are you coming all the way plumb over to the Tennessee Valley? Bulls. Yeah, we have to. Yeah, 100%. Maybe, he said, maybe.
All right, Ryan, heads up. Harley Rose just sent in a super chat with some wild news from Blackjack, St. Louis. They had a tree smacked by lightning right near their house. Harley's reminding everyone, and rightly so, stay indoors when the thunder rolls. Glad y'all are safe, Harley, even if the nerves are a bit shot.
I'm glad you're safe, and good reminder, it is important that we stay indoors during severe thunderstorms. A lot of people think I say that because, some people are like, I ain't afraid to get a little wet. Well, you would be afraid to get electrocuted by a lightning bolt and burnt by the temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. Everybody would be a little bit sensitive to that. You know what I'm saying? So that is what could happen if you're outside during a thunderstorm. So that's why we always give that reminder.
Ryan Owen Harrell is asking, when are you and Reed Timmer going to pair up? Two of the best in business.
I don't know. I don't know. Reed Timmer is obviously we love Reed Timmer, and I don't know. It'd be pretty cool though. We need to work something out. We definitely need to work something out. That'd be plumb wild. Is what that'd be. We have Reed Timmer has storm chased for us before. He's been on the streams. Yeah, the lightning is mesmerizing.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, this is another blanket tornado warning here at Jefferson. St. Genevieve and St. Francis counties in Missouri. You guys are under a tornado warning. Get into shelter shelter out there in Farmington, over to St. Genevieve, Bloomsdale, and Festus. You guys are in this for the next 41 minutes. Blanket tornado warning. So this is just a large warning that's issued just in case, because this line of storms that's coming in could produce several little spin-up tornadoes. So it's time to take shelter out there in Jefferson, St. Genevieve, and St. Francis counties in Missouri. Checking back in on our rotation over here between Maxville and Arnold. This is moving up towards Lakeside now. Take shelter out here for the next 40 minutes. I'm sorry. For the next 25 minutes in Jefferson and St. Louis counties in Missouri.
Ryan, Jacob Connell coming in hot. They're asking, what does Pro C looking like? And hey, they need to get to sleep, so let's get in that crucial update.
I think you guys are going to be fine. Just wait until this last storm to go through. Once the winds calm down, once the rain calms down a little bit, I think you're fine. This is going to be the last burst right here.
All right, Ryan, get a load of this from Storm Chaser Brad Arnold. He's fired up and says, "You're still alive? Let's give Ryan a huge thanks by donating. He's working his butt off. See y'all tomorrow."
Oh my gosh, Brad, you're the one that's been working your butt off. I've been sitting here. Which, I mean, I guess you have too. I mean, like pushing the gas pedal or whatever it is you do. Pushing the buttons on a laptop is only slightly harder than what I'm doing, I guess. That's gonna start a big argument right there. That's the tornadoes. Never. He's in the chat right now. Ryan, go to bed. I ain't going to bed. We got a tornado warning in St. Louis. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's not doing anything right now, but like it could. And we want to be here to make sure we're here to relay that information if sands start showing tidal velocities.
Ron, here's maybe stopped up at the Benson Road, really haven't been able to. Here's enough, but just say that you work slightly harder than me. Did I hear that correct?
No, actually, it's the other way around. I think that you might work slightly, ever so slightly harder than me.
Ryan, I've mined a real gem from the chat for you. Nebraska Kid is wondering, hey Ryan, being in Appalachia, do you have any mountain horror stories? Sounds like prime storytime material.
Nebraska Kid, I wish I did. I wish I did. That would be such a cool moment for me to tell a really cool story, but I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. I'm boring in that regard.
All right. I'll do this. Let's say that it's equal. I think we both work pretty hard. Anyways, I'm about 30 minutes away from my hotel room. I'm gonna get some rest. And we'll be back at it for a long day tomorrow.
Yeah. It's going to be a long day tomorrow, y'all. It's currently 12:38 local. We've been streaming now for 9 hours and 34 minutes. By the way, speaking of tomorrow, this is what we're going to be talking about. Enhanced risk of severe weather tomorrow. That does include Bowling Green, Danville, Campbellsville, Somerset, Corbin. It does include Hawkinsville, Murray, a lot of southern Kentucky, right? Nashville, it pretty much includes all of Tennessee. And a lot of northern Mississippi, northern portions of Alabama, northwest Georgia. So, yeah, we'll be talking about Birmingham, Florence, Huntsville, Tullahoma, Chattanooga, Nashville, the whole area. Up here. We'll be talking about them. We ain't gonna be talking about nothing Wednesday, hopefully. We'll have some lingering storms out here along the East Coast. But it looks like things are going to calm down for a little bit. Yep. And yeah, tomorrow's threat is that we do have a 10% at risk for tornadoes, and we've got actually a 45% wind risk. So a significant wind risk over here from London, Somerset, and Kentucky down through Nashville, Cookeville, Tullahoma, down Florence and Huntsville. So this will start off as a tornado, a hail threat, and then it'll turn into a wind threat later in the night.
All right, Ryan, heads up for a truly awesome one. This is from It's Denisio. And hey, it's Denisio. This old y'all bot appreciates the shout out. Glad you're loving the stream from way out there. They're beaming in all the way from Norway, where it's already 6:34 in the morning. Talk about commitment to the weather grind. And get this. They've got a classic case of FOMO on tornadoes. We hear you. It's Denisio. We'll try and describe the next big one with extra gusto just for you. Big love to the stream from them, and they're hoping you and everyone in chat is doing great. Fantastic to have you with us from so far away.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for the support. And that is dedication. 100%. Hey, look, we got a storm over here forming to the west of Dallas. Is anybody awake in the DFW metro? Yeah, decent little storm coming in here. producing half-dollar size hail. It's just popped up over the last little bit, and it's going to produce 60-mile-per-hour winds. Comes into the Castle Hill Estate, Lakeside, Lake Worth, Saginaw. So yeah, get ready. This is going to maybe wake some people up tonight, as it's going to be a loud storm as it comes through. We also just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Durant and Caddo. That's going to be for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds over there in Oklahoma. And then in Missouri, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Fredericktown. Fredericktown, that's in Madison, Missouri. Madison County, Missouri. We've got 60-mile-per-hour winds coming in. And then Schuyler County, Illinois. You guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 34 minutes. Now for the next 34 minutes as well, we are under a tornado warning in Farmington and St. Genevieve and DeSoto in Missouri. But guess what? Our tornado warning in St. Louis has been allowed to expire. So we don't have a tornado warning right now. We don't even have a severe thunderstorm warning. So it's just going to continue to be a long, loud night of heavy rain and lightning and thunder, more than likely, as that storm continues to come through. The rotation has let up a lot.